this will be equally as entertaining and beneficial to the right person. So there's a lot of people that watch content like mine and others interested in knowing how to make more money, how to better their life in a multitude of ways, right? So what I want to do is just come talk to you guys, answer any questions you have, if any questions arise, but really just give you guys my thoughts on best paths forward. So I became an entrepreneur in 2014, and I would say definitely for those people that are starting out now or trying to build their business now, it is not the same as it was 12 years ago. All right, just being real. If somebody would have came to me and say, "Hey JT, if you were starting over in 2026 and beyond, how in the world would you start your business?" I wouldn't even become an independent courier. So the first business that I did early on was an independent courier service. That's where you go get a cargo van, a box truck, a sprinter, or you use your personal vehicle. And what you do is you just deliver packages from point A to point B. All right, great money is how I made my first six figures. It is still my favorite business overall because that's the business that gave me the money to be able to say, okay, now I got money to buy real estate. Now I got money to start e-commerce. Now I got the money to do this or do that, right? It's not my favorite business in the sense of it makes the most money or it would be the best business for most people to start today. Does that make sense? All right, so just being real, um, I would definitely say that creating some sort of info product, selling that info product, taking the profits from that info product and reinvesting that into real estate and buying small to medium sized businesses is the best path, most realistic path forward. Does that make sense? All right, so let's break it down. So when I was an independent courier, right? So I became an entrepreneur in 2014. I ain't get on the internet till 2017 trying to tell people about it. So there was a 3 year gap where I just was trying to figure it out. Some people get on the internet and as soon as they hear about a business, they start making videos about the business like they really know the business. And that's not the case with me. I didn't make a single video on the internet about making money in business until I made like six figures in business. All right. So um understand this. If you start in 2026, it's way more people that know about the business. And if you got questions, I'll answer all your questions. Just drop it. If you got questions, I'll answer your questions. Just drop them, right? So in 20, when was that? 2014, when I became an independent courier, a lot of people didn't know what an independent courier was. The advantage of that was companies needed independent couriers. I walked in, and a lot of you guys know my story, but for the benefit of the new people, and all of this is going, build on each other. I could go to a 3PL like BVEX and start off getting paid $500 a week, take that $500 for a week or two, go back to the warehouse manager, renegotiate. Hey, look, I did good business, but it's just simply not enough money. I think I'm going to allow you to go ahead and give this contract to somebody else. I got to go find another opportunity with another organization or another business so that way I can make the money I want to make to get to where I'm trying to go. Right? Bet. Okay. Well, nine times out of 10 in 2014, that warehouse manager was going to renegotiate. And then you was going to go from like $500 a week to $3,000 a week, $3,500 a week. I'm just being real with you, right? Success loves speed. I'm teaching you guys the real game. If you went there today and took a contract that paid $500 a week, and in a week or two, you doubled back, spent the block, and was like, hey, I did good work for a week or two. This not enough money. Like, I would like to renegotiate, or I'm gonna just allow you to get this opportunity to somebody else. They got a list a mile long of other people that just want their shot at getting in the industry. They gonna let you walk. it's 15, 20, 30 other people that want a contract, and they'll take this $500 a week contract on top of whatever else they got going on, whether it's a job, another business, or whatever they got going on, right? Back in the day, they needed the work delivered so bad that they would renegotiate and put the money in. All right. So I'm just speaking on being an independent courier, but there's a lot of other businesses, a lot of other industries that were like that. All right. When we first started investing in tax sale properties, we getting properties for $200, $600. I bought 22 acres for $1,200 from the tax sale auction. Somebody didn't pay their property taxes. The county auctioned it off. I went and bid $1,200 on 22 acres. That's crazy, right? Crazy. Now, what has happened? Supply and demand. Over the years, more and more people know about tax sale investing, tax sale property. Now you go to the same exact auction, and to get 22 acres, you might spend 40,000, 60,000. That's still not a bad deal on 22 acres. But the point that I'm saying is this, is that now these asymmetric risk, these opportunities where you could come with a little money and do a flip. Now, with tax sale investing, there's a redemption period, but you'll get your money back plus profit if they redeem it, or you'll get the property, right? But what I'm telling you guys is asymmetric risk changes over time. Asymmetric risk is an opportunity where I can put a little in, but I can potentially get a lot out. So what I want to tell you guys is you got to find the asymmetric risk for your current situation. Is there still money with the independent courier service? Yes. Is there still money with tax sale investing? Yes. Is it as easy to do it? And when I say easy, I'm talking about cheap. Is it, so let's just use that word. Is it as cheap to do it and make a lot of money now as it was if you started when I first started talking about it on the internet 5, 6, 7 years ago, right? No, it's not as cheap anymore, right? Still a good investment, but a play that you could have ran with $2,000, with $5,000 is now a $30,000, $40,000 play, right? And that's not a bad thing. We call that a market correction, because any opportunity, and here's how it works, any opportunity where, man, throw 2, 3 thousand in it, you making 100 grand a year now off your transportation industry. You put 1,500, 2 grand in property, you wait a year, it don't get redeemed. Now you can go like split up the acres and sell it or do whatever, whatever. Cool. People talk, I talk. Shoot, I ain't the only content creator that's telling you guys plays. Right. So people talk on the internet, people talk offline, right? Word gets around. And what happens is there's always somebody with more money than you. So it's a good deal at $1,200 for you. It might be a good deal at $12,000 for them. But they know at $12,000, they not competing with you because you ain't got $12,000. So all of that to say this, the best asymmetric risk opportunity right now in 2026 and beyond is create an info product or a AI solution, and I'll talk about each separately. But the easier option of the two is info product. You sell that info product. You take the money from the info product and you buy micro businesses, or you can say or you buy micro businesses in real estate. If I was starting over today, just being real, that's what I would do. I would say, what do I know? And it doesn't even have to be from my business experience. Let's say I didn't have several businesses. I didn't know this, I didn't know that, right? So outside of being an entrepreneur for the last 12 years, I have a master's degree. I worked in corporate America as an operations manager for Berkshire Hathaway. I served in the United States Marine Corps. Uh, my dad died when I was 11. My mom never made more than $11 an hour my whole life. So what if I just pull from those experiences and I say, okay, you know what? What I'm going to do is, assuming I wasn't an entrepreneur, right? I'm going to create a playbook for low income individuals to tell them how to go from 0 to 6 figures, but in corporate America. Because before I made 6 figures in entrepreneurship, I was doing well in corporate America. A lot of you guys that have been following me, you know that, right? So it don't always got to be business. I can say, okay, cool, right? Well, what I did was first I joined the military. And I just knew that the military was the best path forward. So I applied for the Army, the Navy, the Marines. I didn't apply for the Air Force. I don't remember why I didn't, but I was in Marine Corps ROTC, and I believe that the Air Force was for weak people, and I didn't want people to think I was weak. That is completely not the case. Ain't nothing wrong with the Air Force. If God blesses me with a son, he gonna go to the military. He not going to the Marine Corps. He going to the Air Force, right? But at the time, I'm a teenager. I don't know no better. I'm in Marine Corps ROTC, right? So I would say, okay, if you a low income individual, right? The best path from the people that I know that are making 6 figures is high school to military. Military is gonna give you structure. It's gonna give you discipline. It's gonna give you a guaranteed place to stay, guaranteed food to eat, guaranteed money in your pocket, right? It's also once you transition out, whether it's in 4 years, 20 years, or whatever in between or longer than that, now you got free healthcare for life. Now you got the GI Bill. Now you got the VA home loan. Now you got benefits to help you get into franchise. So as a 22-year-old young man, I went in at 17, came out at 22, right? I was so young when I joined, my mom had to sign me over to the Marine Corps, right? Boom, I now got benefits that last me for life. I'm 35. I've been out the military longer than I've been in the military at this point in my life, right? So, like, boom, now you got these benefits for life. You got discounts, veteran discounts. You got home loans, health care. If unfortunately something happens with your health, which for many people it does, they have a disability compensation program, and now you might get a check between $500 and $4,000 or greater every single month to the day that you die. I know many people that got that $4,000 a month check in their 20s and their 30s. Not me. I wish, but I know people in their 20s and 30s that got like $4,000 plus a month coming in every single month until they die from VA compensation, and it's not their retirement. Just something happened while they was in. It is what it is, right? But I digress. I'm giving you guys an example. I'm gonna jump into your questions, and we're gonna just keep flowing with it as well. So, boom, join the military. People tell you, oh man, you go in the military, you're gonna go die. At least that's what they was telling me when I joined, right? So there are some MOSs that you could strategically get into that your likelihood of being in danger is very slow, or very low, I mean, right? I was a 6672, which is an aviation logistics marine, right? I was a supply guy, but I dealt with like airplane parts and everything that supported the flight line, like the pilots that go off to take cargo, take people, take whatever, wherever it needs to go, right? So I was a flight line, I was in the air wing, as they called it. But more specifically, I was in the accounting department. So I wasn't the guy that was like counting nuts and bolts and counting flight suits and whatever. I was the guy that was managing the money and had to make reports weekly and monthly. Really, we did daily reports, but we had to submit them weekly and monthly up the chain of command to show this is how much money came in, this is how much money came out. It's pretty much my job. Now, of course, still had to work out, do all this other stuff, shoot guns, because that was the standard of the Marine Corps. But I spent my time in Okinawa, Japan. We're gonna walk and talk, right? So I spent my time in Japan. I'm a young man at the time. Man, I'm having, a fairly good time out the country. No mom telling me what to do. And I was never afraid of, oh man, I'm gonna lose my life in Okinawa, Japan, chilling at Camp Fatima, right? It wasn't a thing for me just opening up the blinds, y'all. So I could teach that play how to go from low income to 6 figure corporate earner. That's what I did before I was an entrepreneur. I went to the Marine Corps. I got out of the Marine Corps. I went to college. After college, I started applying for government jobs. I found an agency, which is like a what would they call it? Like a staffing agency or a company that helps you find a job, a temp agent, whatever you want to call it, right? But I found one that works specifically with veterans to get you like government jobs, GS jobs, whatever you want to call it, right? So because I was a veteran, they work only with veterans to get them government jobs, and of course, they made more money by doing that as well too. So it wasn't like they were just doing me a favor. So I just signed up with them, and they the ones that helped me get the job. To be real with you, right? So it wasn't like, oh man, I'm a genius on how to apply and get corporate jobs. So they'll get you the interview, and then they'll coach you up before your interview how to dress, what to say. Because of course, if you get the job, they get paid as well too. So it's in their best interest not to just find you the job, but to actually get you the job as well. Matter of fact, we're gonna walk and talk. We gotta go upstairs, right? A lot of rich people will be wanting you to think this ostentatious lifestyle, and some of them really living it. Nothing wrong with that, but y'all know I'm just a country boy from the Carolinas. Like my house need to get cleaned up. My house is Saturday. Like all three floors got something going on, and I gotta go to my other property in a minute as well. So like this just real talk is what I'm saying, human to human. All right, now check this out. Let's say that you are somebody that has no interest in any of that I just said. Do you think that there's enough people that are low income that are open to going to the military? They're not afraid of it, right? Like when people was like, oh, they're gonna reinstitute the draft. I willingly went to the military. The men in my family did that. My dad, my uncles, my older brother, my younger brother, my cousins. So, right? What if I only targeted people like that, right? If you age 17 to 25 and you come from a low income environment and want a path to eventually making six figures a year, this is for you. Do you think I could have found somebody that would have been open to that? Of course, right? Is it unreasonable to say I could have created a $20 book, right? From that $20 book, I could have then had a $200 program, video course that shows them, not just tells them in written form, but shows them the exact steps of how to determine what branch of service is for you, what to do in the service to maximize your return on investment. So not just serve honorably, but what do I wish I would have did? So for example, I went to night school while I was in the Marines. So I had a 2-year general studies degree. That's nothing to brag about, right? General studies ain't really nothing. But the strategic chess move here was because I went to night school at the University of Maryland. They sent teachers to Okinawa, Japan. They had a program there. I had enough time on my GI Bill to get a master's degree. Check this out, right? If I would have re-enlisted and instead of doing 4 years, I would have did 8 years, and I would have kept running the play, I could have got out in 8 years, honorably discharged, and I would have had enough time on my GI Bill to get my doctorate degree for free and get paid to go to school. That's the kind of nuances that veterans, you guys know what I mean, but that's the kind of stuff you could break down. Not just go in, stay in good shape, get promoted, but understand that, Lord willing, your time out of the uniform is going to be significantly greater than your time in the uniform. So I'm already out of breath, y'all, right? So we're on the third floor, which is one of my offices, and we're going down. to my second floor. All right, so we just art gallery. Oh, I ain't show you guys the art gallery in a minute. Keeping it a buck, room to get clean. Don't worry about what's behind this. If you know, you know. I got it here so it don't look valuable. I got to get the display and I got to get my lights and junk out. But if you know what this is, if you know, you know. Boom. I don't know if you know about fine art or not, right? You probably know about this though. Jay-Z made this widely known, like Jeff Koons balloons. I just want to blow up. So if you know, you know, right? Over $50,000 worth of art. Now, of course, my art gallery got to get organized. I got to clean it out better than this. It got some junk in here. But more on that. We gonna have like $100,000 art gallery. That's my goal. And then I'll probably chill out on art for a minute. Book awards. I got more. I just got lazy and then hang them all up. All right. So real quick though, because I'm just jumping in and out, hoping you guys get value out of this. Is I could have created an info product even if I never became an entrepreneur and said, hey, look, I'm gonna just help people age 17 to 25 set themselves up to be six-figure successful men. Like, don't teach you business at all because I don't know business, right? In this example, I'm just trying to encourage the right person that catches it. But I would have showed them how do you pick the right branch of service based off how you want your life to be. And don't be a knucklehead like me and like, I'm going to go to the Marines because they say the Marines the hardest, the Marines the baddest, the Marines the toughest. And I want people to, you like, I'm a grown man, dog. Like, I'm going to go the way the baddest, toughest, roughest. Now at 17, I was like that. At 35, take me the way the softest, humblest, most God-fearingest, right? I don't care nothing about that tough talk stuff no more, right? When I was in the Marines, I wanted to get up to bench pressing 400 pounds. I never got there, but we was close to it. So I cared about being like big, swole, strong, mean, joker, right? None of that matters now. Like now, man, shoot, I just want to stay out the way, get my money, take care of my family, serve who God called me to serve. Like, I don't care who's stronger. I ain't fighting nobody no way. Like, I'm a conversationalist, right? I ain't trying to wrestle with you. I ain't trying to shoot. I ain't trying to do nothing aggressive, right? I'm just trying to serve you, help you learn how to make more money, and then get out the way. You call me a punk if you want to, but my tough, big, strong days is behind me. I have no interest in being a tough guy no more. But there was a time that I was like, man, shoot, like, bro, who want it, right? Whatever you want to do, I'm with it, right? Cause I knew, I think I plateaued at like 385 on the bench press. And I was like, man, I know the average person not ripping 385. So I know I'm stronger than you. I'm an expert marksman. Matter of fact, I teach people how to shoot as my secondary job. You can't shoot better than me, right? You not stronger than me. I went in super fast in the Marines. I ran like my fastest 3 mile was like 22 minutes. So like, but still, I was faster than the average person. I'm gonna run 3 miles in 22 minutes. I'm a bench press like 385-ish. Like I'm an expert marksmanship. Like I thought like, man, I'm better than 99% of people. Like I'm a human terminator. Now I'm a human teddy bear. I don't want no smoke with nobody. Right? Reason why I share that with you though, like one, hopefully you get a smile out of it. But two, I want you to know that as you age, as you mature, your life changes as well too, right? I used to take pride in just people thinking that I was strong, tough, bad, whatever. Now I take pride in like, yo, how many people can I help better their lives, make more money? Like I don't care how strong you are, I don't care how good you could shoot, I don't care how nice your car is. Like, are you able to take care of your financial responsibilities and are you happy? And the same thing may be true for you as well too. Right now, you might say, man, Jay, I just want to get the paying off my debt. If I could pay off my house, if I could pay off my car, if I could pay off my credit cards, my student loans, I'd be good, right? Let's run through some of these questions and then we'll pick it back up. How do I promote it? Ads? TikTok ads are a game changer right now. Good morning, everybody. Boom. Yep. Exactly. Exactly. I'm not really an expert in stock or crypto, so I don't really have any like, I'll tell you guys what I'm doing, but I'm not really like, just being fair, I'm not an expert in every business or every investment. So I would recommend you like to find somebody that's an expert in it. I'm more of an expert in digital marketing, social media, stuff like that, right? I started off in service businesses, and then as I was doing service businesses, I was learning digital marketing and social media. So that's more of where my lane is. Just to be real, and anybody that tries to make you believe like they know everything about everything, they just trying to get your money. They just trying to get your money, right? Boom, boom, boom. Let me see. Boom, 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 boom. Boom. Okay. All right. So let's keep it going. Right. Also, if anybody want to connect, you could just shoot me a text. I'm not even gonna drop a link like, hey, join the mentorship, apply for this or that. Like, cause my thing is I want to make sure that I'm a good fit for you, you're a good fit for me. And if we're a good fit for each other, then we'll talk about how we can work together professionally. 202-601-9347. Just shoot me a text, right? Shoot me a text. 202-601-9347. Somebody drop it in the chat. 202-601-9347. Drop it in the chat, right? Shoot me a text, right? If you call the number, it's not gonna come through. Just text it, right? Me and my team will see it. All right. So, okay. You suggested info products, then invest in stocks and real estate. No, info products and then invest in micro businesses and real estate. If I said stocks, my bad, I might have misspoke. But the best path forward is, think about it, right? My demographics say the average person that watch me is 35 to 55, right? If you younger than that, hey, you ahead of the curve. If you older than that, like, don't feel bad. Everybody starts somewhere, but the demographics say the average person is 35 to 55, right? So think about how much life experience you have and who could benefit from it. In my world, pretty much every guy's a veteran. The guys out my high school best friends, 90% of them went to the military, right? We didn't all go to the Marines, some went to the Army. Matter of fact, my best friend just pinned on Major day 4 yesterday. We all started off as enlisted, and then we was like, I don't really think we're gonna stay enlisted. So if we was gonna re-enlist, we was gonna go officer. That's part of the reason why I went to night school and tried to get some college under my belt so I could qualify for a program. Actually did, but I still decided to get out of the military instead of go become a lieutenant. But my friends that stayed in, they majors now, which anybody that's in the military know that. Pretty good rank. Um, and he'll probably retire out as like lieutenant colonel. If he wants to get out at 20, if he's willing to go past 20, he might even put on general, right? He don't know if he want to stay in that long or not yet. But he's on track to retire as a lieutenant colonel or a colonel. Started off as a private, just like all of us, right? But I digress, right? So here's the value proposition. Because a lot of people do this the wrong way. They watching YouTube videos, they watching TikTok shorts, Instagram shorts. They don't really know the psychology of it. They just copying stuff, right? So, like, for example, I could watch you work out, I could watch you eat, but maybe I don't know just by watching you how you got in good shape, because I don't know if you are bulking, if you're cutting, if it's your cheat day. You get what I'm saying? Right? So just because I observed you and you look like you were healthy and I saw you within like a limited window of time, that doesn't tell me everything I need to know. Because what if I caught you when you were on a cheat day or you were on vacation, it was a binge week, right? And the same thing is true entrepreneurially speaking. You might see somebody doing something entrepreneurially, but what they doing is not to make money. Some things they're doing is to build the brand. Something they doing is just enjoying life and escapism. Some things that they're doing is monetized in a way that you don't see, right? Companies not might have paid for product placement. And so it don't matter what the content is. They just wanted to have these many impressions and have their product placed in content that has those many impressions, right? Case in point, everybody here know who Rick Ross the rapper is. He always posting one of his brands he affiliated with, whether it's an alcohol brand or car soap brand or whatever, right? So and I don't know all of his deals, so I'm not trying to tell you exactly how the deal works, but I do know that some of that is, hey, these companies pay to get these many eyeballs on them. So it don't matter if he beefing with somebody, if he talking about music, if he just in his backyard showing his pool, they just want the impressions. But if you saw that and your goal was to make money, you don't know he already made money. This is the deliverable after he got the money. You get what I'm saying? So it's good that you guys know the psychology behind it. Let's get into info products, right? Info products are not, here's a lazy, easy way to just throw some stuff together and roll it out and charge people $15, sell it to 1,000 people and make 15 grand, right? As much as people would like for you to believe that that's what it is, it's really an art to it that you got to understand. So first and foremost, people don't care about you. And I don't mean this in an offensive way. People don't care about me either, right? They don't know you enough to care about you. They care about themselves. So they're interested in solving a problem, answering a question, living vicariously through you, right? So what you do serves them in some way. They're not, oh, let me just make sure JT can pay his light bill. I'm gonna go buy a book. Let me just make sure JT can buy more real estate. Let me join his mentorship, or let me cash app him, or let me this or that, right? People got their own problems and they got their own things they got to figure out. They don't have the time. So it's not even a they don't care. They don't have the time or the capacity to worry about you, right? So what you have to do is not just write the book that you want to write or create the info product that you want to create, but ask yourself, what do those people want? So because I'm experienced in business, you guys know I do a lot of business stuff. That's why I kicked it off in the beginning, that even if I never did business, I would just share my experience. How many young men right now are age 17 to 25 that don't have a clear path to making $100,000 a year? But if I had a $20 ebook audiobook bundle, or if I had a $30 physical book, they would invest 20 to 30 bucks to have a blueprint where you don't got to get lucky, right? You don't got to get lucky to join the military. You don't got to get lucky to go to college. You don't got to get lucky to sign up with a temp service or a staffing agency, right? All of this is regular stuff for most people. All right. So if they just had a clear framework, 17 to 25, here's how to join the military and determine what branch, because really you get pretty much the same benefits. Now the quality of life is different. So the benefits are across the board this. So you determine what branch you want to go to based off your quality of life. If you want to be able to be like, you the baddest, roughest, toughest, rooting this, tooting this person, you join the Marines. Like most people probably don't care about that. But there's some people, because I was one of them. I wanted to go because the Army said yes and the Marines said yes at the same time. The Navy said yes later, but I picked to go to where the rootinest, tootinest, baddest people were, right? So, like, hey, what quality of life do you want? So, boom, if you want the best quality of life, you need to go to the Air Force, right? If you want to travel the most, you need to go to the Navy. So blase, what's the advantages of each branch based off of, what quality of life you want? These are the benefits across the board. Once you get in, what do you do and how do you do it? How do you not just maximize your career while you in the military, but how do you best set up your personal life, right? You know what? One smart thing that people in the military are doing now, but I was so young and so naive at the time, I didn't think about it. Matter of fact, the neighborhood that I'm in now, right? The fire chief stays next door. E7 stays on the other side. The guy across the street owns like 8 Chinese restaurants. He's an Asian guy. Um, and the other guy, he just owns a lot of real estate, and that's one of his rental properties. I don't even think he stay there, right? But I think the fire chief is a veteran. I don't think that the Chinese restaurant guy is. But I also think the real estate guy is. I got an active E7 that doesn't stay there anymore, and I got a retired first sergeant and sergeant major. They stay on the next street over, right? What a lot of these people do is while they were in and they had a guaranteed place to stay, guaranteed food to eat, they still got a mortgage and they use that mortgage to buy investment properties. So by the time they got out, they had investment properties, right? And they transitioned from living in the barracks or living in base housing to one of their many properties. The smart ones got multi-families, right? So boom, they went and said, okay, well, I'm in the military. I'm doing my thing. They gonna give me a place to stay. They gonna give me food to eat. They gonna give me a guaranteed paycheck. But I could also qualify for a mortgage. Well, you know what? I'm gonna just get the mortgage, but instead of me getting a primary residence, I'm gonna give me an investment property. And now they stayed in 4 years, 8 years, whatever. Now they transition out the military. They got their credit good because they ain't had much of no bills. So they had time to build their credit. They had time to get 1 to 2 investment properties. They jump out. Then, okay, do you want to go to college? Do you want to go to corporate America? Do you want to start a business? Like, and now they got a leg up. So military set them up. And of course, if you older, like I said, this is the gym. You don't need everybody. 17 to 25. That's the only demographic. Men. Because more men than women join the military, of course, right? So I could only target 17 to 25-year-old young men and show them how to strategically go to the military, go to college, go to corporate America. $20 to $30 on a book. They ain't rich, but they gonna blow $20 to $30 just going out to eat. Or they gonna spend more than that on a video game, right? They gonna spend more than that in the club, getting in the club and getting drunk in one night. So $20 to $30 to learn how to set themselves up for life, of course, they gonna get it. So because of that, is it impossible to say that, hey, our goal is gonna be to sell 2,000 books? It's not crazy. It's millions of people that need it. We only need 2,000 of those people. All right. But it's only a $20 or $30 book, JT. That's only like 60 bands, even if you're successful. Well, then we have a funnel. So what if we got a $200 program that's now a video course, still an info product, and it's showing them step by step how to do it, right? We get a certain percentage of those people to buy that, right? And then what if instead of having some high ticket mentorship that's two, five, 10, 20, $100,000, most people age 17 to 25 can't afford it anyway. Nothing wrong with high ticket programs, but you gotta know your buyer. So what's more strategic, understand what I taught you guys earlier. People buy stuff based off what's in it for them, not what benefit it is to you. So here's the book. Here's the video where I show you visually, because some people can just listen to the audio book, read the pages, and get it. Some people need to be walked through step by step on video. Watch me break this down. Let me show you real life people. Let me show you how Jonathan McCray, right, became Corporal Mac, and how Corporal Mac was able to go from poor little country boy from the Carolinas to six-figure operations manager. And even if he never jumped on social media, I would be making 6 figures a year working in corporate America. That's the path for most people anyway. So I probably would have had a way bigger following and a way bigger base of people than I do now, because more people will get a job than become an entrepreneur, right? So boom. And then partner with a staffing agency. Or maybe after a few years of doing this business, I say, shoot, instead of partnering with a staffing agency, why don't I just create the staffing agency that works with the veterans, and I just cut out the middleman and I do it myself. So I teach them the play. I show them the play. I help them get the corporate America job. That not every corporate America job they're gonna start off making six figures, but I get them in the GS line. I get them in the field where they can work their way up and make six figures, right? All the while showing them, hey, here's how to leverage yo this, yo that, right? So many benefits come from that. All right. Now, I digress. I dare say the vast majority of people here, you didn't serve in the military. So my experience, not your experience. But what if you witnessed or was a victim of um poverty as a youth and you had your path to get you to where you are now, right? There are millions, hundreds of thousands, hundreds, dozens of people that are living right now through what you overcame in your youth. Think about what you went through from 17 to 25 and how many people exist. And it don't got to be that window. It could be from 35 to 50, right? Or whatever age you pass now, right? So an info product that only targets that micro niche of people, right? You tell them what to do, you show them what to do, you help them do it. Those are your three products. Don't make it no harder than that. If you know how to get in better shape, you tell them what to do, show them what to do, help them do it. You know how to make more money, tell them what to do, show them what to do, help them do it. Have a better relationship, tell them what to do, show them what to do, help them do it. Right? So, that being said, info products is the first part of this, right? Take a portion of the money because as the money comes in, it's going to split between being reinvested back into the business, usually in ads, software, infrastructure, team members, whatever, and like your future, which I believe should be real estate, because even in the world of AI, crypto, robots, whatever, right? And I mean, I ordered a Neo robot too. Like I'm ordering a Tesla robot. I'm ordering all robots, right? So I gotta see for myself, right? So just know that. Feel how you want to feel about them, but just as show as I get my email that I already paid my deposit. As soon as they email me saying that they ready to ship it out, I just need to pay the balance. That money is set aside to buy them robots. Like I'm cashing out on them robots, right? But anyway, I'm going to take a portion of that money. I'm going to buy real estate, right? So we seen the third floor. Let's keep walking and talking. You guys know I'm a country boy. I can't do two things at once, right? So floor number two. Now I get it. You know, there's one day I'm gonna get a wife and she gonna have this stuff decorated real nice. Right now it look like we just moved in here. but but bear with me though, right? All right. So went to the second floor, now the first floor, right? My next spot gonna be bigger, but we gonna have an elevator, right? Steps are cool, but I'm definitely gonna have an elevator in my primary residence. All right. In my next primary residence, elevator, I'ma straight up tell them if an elevator not in it, don't even show me the house. All right. So this is one of several properties in my portfolio. People gonna always need a place to stay, right? They're gonna always need a place to stay. So by the grace of God, which I hope this never happens, um we are already almost complete with our tier 1, right? I got to tell you guys what it is, so that way this makes sense. Now if you're somebody that you let your biases keep you from learning new information and applying it, you're not going to be very successful. I read a book years ago. Most people hate the authors. The authors are Donald Trump and Robert Kiyosaki. I know. You mad, you hate them, right? Most people got a problem with them, right? I'm not here to tell you got to love them, hate them, or whatever. You feel how you want to feel, right? But I'm just telling you the truth. Name of the book was Midas Touch. And I still tell people to this day, if you're mature enough to be able to take information and not be um naive of the value of the information because you don't like the person that gave it to you, Midas Touch is probably one of the best books for entrepreneurs that's ever been written. Just being real. You can hate them. I'm not telling you, the love them or hate them, that between you and God. But like by far, and I read this book years and years and years ago, and it still stood the test of time for me. All right. And I'm a book guy for sure. But one of the things they talk about, and it's a lot of good things that they teach in that book, but one of the good things that they talk about is the difference between people that have money and then don't have money after a period of time, and the people that seem like they always have money. Even they might file for bankruptcy, and then but they still rich though. How you file for bankruptcy and you still rich? Is that they have tiered income streams. So they might say, well, my real estate is tier one. That allows me to live a okay life. Tier two is I have a dividend portfolio as well. So between the real estate and the dividend portfolio, I live above average. And then they might say, well, I have businesses and a personal brand, and they can have this in any order they want. They can have stocks as they tier one, business as tier two, real estate as tier three. But the whole point of the matter is that if something happens with one tier of their income streams, they don't go to zero. They just fall to the next level. So they go from being fantastic to being above average. And then they build themselves back up to being fantastic. Even if fantastic goes away and above average goes away, they're still okay. Right. So that's what I mean when I say tier, right? And your tiers might change as you mature, as you grow. So like I am like a couple of chess moves away from tier one, right? My tier one is I want to, if I don't get out of bed in the morning for the rest of my life, make $250,000 a year. Now, as a business, we make way more money than that, as you guys know. But I got to get out of bed and I got to manage a team and we got to invest in businesses and make sure that our real estate and all this other stuff is going good. I don't make that if I don't get out of bed. Just being real. Some people do. I'm not there yet, right? We got to get out of bed to make our millions right now. So my tier one is $250,000 a year if we do absolutely dog nothing, right? My tier two would be okay. I want us to make $1 million a year with minimal effort, like the kind of effort that I could put in. I'm 35 now. What happens when I'm 85, right? So I want to build a business that at 85, what's the reasonable amount of effort you can expect out of an 85-year-old man and still be able to make this kind of money? So that's going to be my tier two. And then tier three is, of course, we want to make over 2 million net net, right? Because we can gross whatever. We've grossed way more than that before. But like everybody, we got taxes, we got operational costs, we got all these expenses that'll bring you down underneath that, right? Um, Sometimes we did clear that, but it hasn't been consistent, just being real, right? So that being said, building out these tiers. So what I want to tell you guys is that info products have a low barrier of entry, but most people don't have sales consistency enough to build a real empire out of it, right? I bought real estate with ideas that were in my head, and I chose to create content, whether it was a book, a course, some sort of info product off of it. And then I took that money and I bought houses and never had a mortgage in my life, right? Now, here's a test for you. Did I take advantage of people? Yes or no? What do you think? If you take the ideas in your head and say, these are problems that I solved in the past, I'm going to uh, put this into a package, a book, a course, social media content, and I'm going to share it with people that have this problem and they can watch it for free and I can get ad revenue. They can buy it if they want it in consolidated form straight to the point and pay a few dollars for it, whether it's 10, 20, 30, 100, 1,000, whatever for it, right? Did I, or did anybody take advantage of people by doing that? Yes or no? Talk to me, chat. It's okay if you feel differently, right? Because I'm asking you how you feel. I'm not necessarily asking you what's the right answer. The reason why I'm asking you how you feel is because if you feel like it's something wrong with it, you're gonna self-sabotage yourself, right? You're gonna self-sabotage yourself. You're gonna say, you know what, one, I'm not gonna invest money to learn how to do that because I don't believe it's right. And two, even if you did figure it out for free or forced yourself to invest the money to figure out how to do it the right way, you're not gonna see it through because you're gonna be like, that sounds icky to me, right? Can I be vulnerable with you guys? Cause I'm just cousin JT. I ain't no perfect guy. I make mistakes all the time. I don't really like credit. I don't really like credit. Before I was an entrepreneur, I was afraid of credit. I'm not afraid of credit right now. I just don't like it, right? I have a lot of credit, but I use like very little credit. I have access to credit because maybe one day my mind will change about credit. So I have credit cards. I don't have any loans, but I have credit cards, most of which I don't use. If they ever send me a nasty gram about if you don't use it, you'll lose it, I'll go on Amazon and I'll like buy some cases of water or something and then pay it off and then just don't use it again for a long time till they send another nasty gram, right? Um, I used to be afraid of credit because before I understood money, I felt like um getting a mortgage was a 30-year commitment to pay for something. And I didn't have a job that gave me a 30-year guarantee that they would give me that money. So I'm like, why do I have to agree? And this is industry standard, right? Why do I gotta agree to give you uh hundreds of thousands of dollars, uh thousands of dollars a month, right? Even if you got a great interest rate, hundreds of dollars a month, every month for years of my life, 3 decades of my life, and I don't even know what I'm gonna be doing in 5 years. I don't know if this company's gonna fire me. I don't know, you know what I mean? I know what I would like to happen, but I don't have no 30-year guarantee I'm gonna have this money. So before I knew about money, I was just afraid of credit because I was like, man, it sound like a trap. Why I'm gonna get a 5-year, 7-year car loan and I don't even know if I'm gonna have these people $400 a month every single month, right? Or whatever the payment is, depending on what kind of car you get. All right, so I was like, man, now I I understand that anything that you're afraid of, fear comes from a lack of understanding. So I educated myself on it and said, man, okay, other people's money, that's the way to wealth. That's this, that. You got to get over this limited belief of credit, right? And don't get me wrong, there's a ton of people that's killing it in the credit space right now. It's just not my lane. I respect them. It's it is what it is. But for me, even now that I have probably not an expert understanding on credit, I understand it way better than I did, and probably better than the average person. I still don't like it. I'm just being real, right? I want you all to know that what my biases are, and the benefit of having biases, because you have biases as well too. So if I don't like credit, but I still want to have a house, I still want to have a car, how do you get the money to buy stuff cash if you don't want to use credit, right? Now you got to finance it through service. How do you help a large number of people get what they want for their own selfish reasons, right? So instead of me going to go sell myself to bank of whatever, right? Or this bank or that bank, and say, this my debt to income ratio, this is my credit score, this is how much money I have saved, this is that, this is my work history, right? Instead of trying to convince a bank to lend me money at interest, right? So really that I'm a safe investment for them to flip their money. That's pretty much what I think credit is. I'm not dissing you if you into credit. I'm just telling you guys, right? How I feel. So instead of me trying to sell myself to somebody to say, hey, you want to flip your money? I'm a good investment to help you flip your money to double or triple it or even bigger than that, depending on what kind of debt you take on. What if I say, hey, Like, who can I help? Right? How many yards I gotta cut, right? When I was a little kid, cutting grass was like your first hustle. Man, instead of me trying to get a credit card to get them Air Force Ones, man, how many yards can I cut? How many cars can I wash in detail, right? Man, how many haircuts can I give, right? So, man, to get it that way, all right? um Being low income, mom can't afford for you to get a haircut every other week or every week. Now I ain't got no excuse now. I'm going, trust me, next week I'm getting a haircut. I got it, right? So I ain't got no excuse now. And I ain't blaming mom. Mom, if you seeing this, I ain't blaming you at all, right? But reality of it is growing up, mom can't get you no haircut every other week or every week. So big bruh will tell you, hey, go when mama go to the hair store, look and see if they got T outliner clippers. This is what they look like. And see how much they cost. Back in the day, they was like $59.99. I don't know what they cost now, right? So if mom gets you a video game, is $60. I don't know what video games cost now. I'm just telling you guys what the play used to be, right? You will beg and plead. Mama ain't getting you no game every time you want it. She ain't got no extra $60 every time you go into Walmart to get your silly but a game, right? But let her know, okay, mom, this costs the same as much as a game, and this'll have me looking good for church, right? Like, kids know how to try to sell stuff to their parents, right? Because mama don't want you looking crazy in church walking behind her. All right. So, they went up to 100 plus now. Like, man, yeah, this is a while ago though. Like, I'm talking about when I was a little kid, they was $60. But hey, I guess supply and demand, them T outliners done went up. And they probably got other brands of clippers that's better or just as good. So I ain't saying you gotta buy them. I'm just telling you guys what the play used to be. So you beg and plead, man, you ain't gotta get me no game. I don't need NCAA. I don't need Madden. I don't need 2K. I don't need this new wrestling game that got The Rock on the cover. Man, like, I could go watch how to cut my own hair, and like I could learn it. It'll save you money, right? Back then, at least where I'm from, haircuts was like between $5 and $10. Little kid haircuts was $5. Grown men haircuts was $10. Now, of course, them not the prices now, but I'm like, man, shoot, if I want to be fresh every week for the little girls in my class and I want them to give me their phone number, write your phone number down in this letter so I could call you later, right? Hey, I want to be looking right. So, boom, you get that. All right. Now, if you get pretty good at it, and how you used to learn how to cut your hair back in the day, I don't know if anybody really was in the struggle like this. So, you don't cut your hair during the school year. No, you mess it up. You looking like Freddy Cougar going to school. So no matter when your mama gets you the clippers, you learn how to cut your hair in the summertime, right? So if you mess up, you could wear a do-rag, you could wear a hat, like you could play it off in the summer. You can't play it off in the school year. So in the summertime, that's when you talk to your big brother, you talk to your uncle. It's always some older man that'll be like, hey, it's easier to start off like this and work your way down. Don't start off with no one guard. Don't start off with no guard at all. You're gonna cut a bald spot in your head, right? Start off with a 3 and don't go against the grain, go with the grain. And if you want it lower, okay, go from a 3 to a 2. Open the clippers, close the clippers, do this, have this, right? So your uncle or your big brother or whoever, they'll tell you how to do it, and you will slowly but surely, you will learn how to cut your own hair, right? Boom. All right. Now you get really good at it. You go to the dollar store, you get like that 90 proof alcohol. It feel like somebody threw hot grease on your head, but you do that because you don't want to get the bumps, right? So you throw we call it hot grease, but it was really like 90+% proof rubbing alcohol, right? You throw the hot grease on your head after you finish, so that way you won't bump up, get no bumps around your neck or whatever. Clean your clippers real good, put the hot grease on that too. Again, not real hot grease. That's just what it felt like, but it was rubbing alcohol, right? So you put the hot grease on it, clean it up with the rubbing alcohol, put the hot grease on a piece of tissue, hit the hairline or whatever, so that way you don't bump up. Boom, right? If you get good at it, other little kids will be like, Man, who cut your head? Man, I cut hair myself, man. I cut my own hair, right? So you would cut your hair in the bathroom mirror, and then your mama always had that little handheld mirror. You got to hold like this, right? So you like this, like trying to cut your head in the back, make sure you ain't patched it up or cut no bald spots, right? So it's way easier once you figure that out to cut your friend's hair and boom. So early on, I'm in high school, it's guys that cut hair to make money. It's guys that cut grass to make money. It's guys that wash and detail cars to make money. Like of course, it's always guys that's on the other side of the tracks that's doing other stuff. But I'm just saying these was like the side hustles, and I was like, man, why is it right that when you a little kid and you want to make money, you will learn a skill, cut grass, wash and detail cars, cut hair, and you will make money that way. But why when you a grown up, you got to go borrow money at this interest rate, pay it up over this time. Like, and this was a question that I had, right? It may be a dumb question, but that was a legit question I had as a young man. Like, why can't I do the same thing I used to do when I wanted to get like some felines, or I wanted to get a Carmelo Anthony Denver Nugget jersey. I don't know if you guys remember back then, right? There was a time we thought Carmelo Anthony was gonna be better than Bron. Time has showed us differently, but if you know, you know, right? It's a time we thought it was gonna be like that. So everybody wanted the Melo jersey, right? So if I wanted this stuff, man, my mom ain't got that. I gotta figure out what to do. Am I gonna cut grass, cut hair, wash somebody's car, detail their car, right? You know what I mean? How we gonna get the money? All right, how we gonna get the money? So that became the play. So as an adult, I'm like, it gotta be a skill you can learn, right? First skill I landed on was the independent courier service. Second skill I landed on was reselling. Third skill I landed on was media. Fourth skill I landed on was real estate investing. Fifth skill that I landed on was stock investing. Sixth skill that I'm landing on now is micro acquiring micro businesses. So going to flip or going to micro acquire, what we building behind the scenes with my development team is a software tool for us to use internally that'll help us push through the noise and say, out of all of these low cost businesses, which ones have the potential to be the best business for us to buy at a discount, 10 grand or less, and really make money off of it. Right. So micro businesses are businesses that are already up and running that you could buy for $10,000 or less. Now, let me tell you, some micro businesses cost less than $1,000. They're a few $100s. Some cost 3 grand, 4 grand, 9 grand, 10 grand. Now you can get businesses that's 15, 25, 30 grand as well, right? But we consider micro businesses 10 grand or less. If you buy a business that's $10,000 or less, you're buying a problem. Now, that the problem could be it's a good business, they suck at marketing. The problem could be they was making a lot of money, but now they was making a lot of money in this window of time, and now they got diminishing returns. Now the marketing that they used to do not working no more, and they can't figure out how to get it back to where it is. So they want to sell it on the decline, right? Now, if you wanted to get businesses that were cash flowing pretty steady, you would jump up to probably like 25 to 50 grand. And then of course, over 50 grand, they're more expensive, but usually those are businesses that are pretty rock solid too, right? But average person, they ain't got 25 to 50 grand to buy a business. So that's why I'm like, realistically, you start off with like a micro business. So a micro business might be like Miss So and So, she had she had a hair business, right? She was drop shipping hair and makeup and stuff like that in her business. And Rihanna or somebody ended up liking one of the posts, right? And then she took the screenshot of Rihanna liking the post and spent $5 a day in ads, like boosting the post or whatever, to show like, oh, Rihanna like my hair, Rihanna like my this, Rihanna like my that. Now, is that an endorsement from Rihanna that this is the best product since Fenty? No, but they humans like us. So let's say that when it first happened, she a micro brand. She got 200 followers. Somehow or another, it landed on Rihanna's page. She just double tapped it and moved on. But now they using that as an advertisement, and they made some money off of that. But they couldn't sustain it. They didn't know what to do with the money. They didn't know how to capitalize on the opportunity. So they ran it up for a period of time, right? And believe it or not, that happens more times than you think. When I was first getting into e-commerce years ago, I would have people like LL Cool J like my posts, Spike Lee like a post. And I would do the same thing. Hey, Spike Lee like my merch. Y'all better get it. Oh, LL Cool J like my merch, you better get it, right? And that would be the marketing. Like I'm literally saying, because this celebrity likes it, you should like it as well, and you should buy it before it runs out, right? That ain't really a sustainable marketing campaign. Cause new celebrities not liking your stuff every single day. So how do you capitalize over you got one like from one celebrity at one time, and now you're trying to build a lifelong business out of it? But that one like, she might have ran that one like up to like 17, $20,000. And now the business is declining. Now it's making 4,000 a month. And then it's making 2,000 a month. And then now she sees it's going down to 800 a month. And she like, okay, we've been holding that $800 a month. I don't really know how I'm gonna get it back up. But you know what, man, bump it. I'm gonna go do something else. I'm gonna just sell this thing off the strength of is the social media following, the business is up and running, the email list is already here. I just don't know what to do with it. If somebody $2,500, $3,500, they could cash me out. And I'll go do something else with the 3,500 plus whatever she did with the money. All right. So it's plays like that that you catch under 10,000. These will be plays that were ran. Or it might be somebody has a great business. It may or may not be making money. They hit a problem that they couldn't solve, right? Because it's a lot of solopreneurs out here. They'll grow a business. It'll be a great idea. It'll be a great concept. But then they'll reach the capacity of their skills and say, hey, like, I got all of this done. All I need is this. And I already got this proof of concept, blah, 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 but I just ain't got this, right? Their mistake is they not going to freelancer.com, upwork.com, fiverr.com, right? Reaching out on social media just to their network of people on TikTok, social media, whatever, right? Going through escrow.com to make sure that the people don't steal the money and just hiring somebody that'll just fix the problem and move on from there, right? So, as somebody that has started over 2 dozen businesses and only a handful of them or so have been right, and some of them have been stepping stones for other businesses. I was right with the independent courier service. It was just a stepping stone for me. I was right with reselling. I got a video that ain't come out yet, but I started recording it last night. I'm gonna finish recording it today. I went to Dollar General. Dollar General has a dollar deal out. It'll make more sense when y'all see the edited video. But do y'all know what I'm talking about? Anybody shop at Dollar General? You ever seen the dollar deal aisle or the dollar deal section? Let me know. So at the Dollar Generals in my area, and I'm hitting multiple ones to show you like it's different opportunities at different Dollar Generals. So you could go with the eBay app and just on the dollar deal section or the dollar deal aisle, depending on how many dollar deal stuff they have, like we scan this toothpaste was one of them, right? So I think it was called Crest 3D White. Wait for the video to come out. Don't just go out there and buying it because I ain't trying to lie to you. But we scanned so much stuff. I don't remember exactly if it was that one or just use your eBay app and scan it before you buy it to make sure. But whatever the exact product is, it's in the full video that I'll drop. That I'm gonna go back and do it today. But I want to say again, don't take my word for it because we scanned a lot. It was like one of the Crest products. It was going for like 70 cents. Cause in ours, everything is a dollar or less. It was going for 70 cents a box, but they was selling for like $4, $5 a tube on eBay, and they was flying like hotcakes. And like meaning like every day, multiple times a day, these things were selling. So basically, the concept was, yo, if you know what you're doing, you can go to Dollar General and not just the dollar deal aisle because they had like it was a crazy flavored Dr. Pepper that I guess is a limited edition that is selling for crazy high right now too. But I was just showing Dollar General is everywhere. Like boom, you can buy this stuff from Dollar General. You can see how fast it's moving and how profitable it is before you even buy it. So that way you ain't sitting with a kitchen full of a whole bunch of stuff you don't drink or eat, right? And then boom, I think just last night alone, I stayed in there till like 10 o'clock and they closed. But if I would have bought the stuff, and I'm like, to be real, it's not the best use of my time. If I would have bought the stuff, I would have netted probably like $400. And I didn't have time to go through the whole Dollar General because to be real, I probably got there at like 9:30. So from like 9:30 till they closed at 10 o'clock, I had found like $400. This net profit after all expenses. I could have been in Dollar General 30 minutes. I would have bought a whole bunch of junk. Not junk, but you guys know what I mean. In 30 minutes, I found enough products that I could buy, relist on eBay. I would have made $400, right? So what if I would have went there like now and just boom, I'm gonna take the time, I'm gonna go through this, I'm gonna go through that. I got an idea of what to look for now. I'm gonna hit these sections up. And not saying that you'll find $400 at every Dollar General you hit every day, but what if you could go to the Dollar Generals in your area and nearby areas on this side of the city, that side of the city, out there in the county, and what if you find enough stuff to make $2,500 a month? Now people will get on you like, oh, $2,500 a month net profit after all expenses. That ain't no money, right? That's only 30 grand a year. But if you made an extra 30 grand a year, would you be mad? Right? Maybe if you did make an extra 30 grand a year on top of what you making, maybe that's still not 100,000 a year because you might not be making 70 grand a year right now. But is it still better than most people have a job, right? How hard would it be for you to go ask your employer for a $30,000 raise this year? If you ask them to pay you an extra $2,500 and you actually want to see that, don't give it to me and then tax it and fee it. And then by the time I see it, it's an extra $75, right? I want to clear an extra $2,500 a month. How hard would that be, right? How hard would it be to convince your employer to give you an extra $2,500 a month and then compare that to how hard is it to go to Dollar General and give yourself a $2,500 a month raise, right? How hard would it be? Um, I ain't gonna close all of these, but I'm gonna close a few because we got a slide. I'm gonna take y'all with me. 202-601-9347, right? If anybody out there wants to like chop it up, that's my text number, 202-601-9347, right? 202-601. This is my robot. Now, I know what you guys thinking. This don't look like a robot. I gotta set it up. It's not even plugged up. I'm gonna set it up this evening. Each one of these pods, once I set it up, is gonna grow a plant. Now, my plant of choice, collard greens. So I'm gonna have y'all know I ain't nothing but a country boy. I'm gonna have so many collard greens, but I could grow year-round collard greens. Now the other robots that I'm buying are like they look like the robot from the Jetsons. These walking, talking robots. Like, but that was like my second robot. Um, so not all robots look like a person and walk around, but it's a self-growing hydroponic system. Better working than McDonald's. It all adds up. Yep. For sure. Now, I'm in the Carolinas. I'm not here to tell you that, oh, we got the best Dollar Generals in the world, right? It's raining too. I ain't gonna worry about it though. Brown sugar gonna have to melt today. Cause I'm not feeling like going to go find a coat. So $1 million conversations right here. Like, so check this out. Let's put it together. While the average person say, man, $2,500 a month ain't no money, right? What if you say, okay, if it ain't no money, then don't spend it then. If it ain't no money, don't spend it. Stack up 30 racks, go to the tag sale auction, right? Go to the tag sale auction. When you get to the tag sale auction, I want you to buy these sorts of properties. They either gonna get redeemed within the redemption period, and you gonna get your money back with interest, or you gonna get the property, or you gonna get a tax deed, right? Tax lien or a tax deed. All right. You gonna have enough money left over to go see your attorney about quieting the title. So that way you can turn your tax deed into a warranty deed. With a warranty deed, you can go sell it through the MLS with a realtor. You can borrow money against it. You can do anything you want. Is your property free and clear, right? You turn it to an Airbnb, do whatever you want to do with it. All right. So this really how I came up. So instead of like most people like, man, I want to make 100 grand a year. And they like, okay, that's $8,333.34 a month, right? And if I don't have a play that can do it at all, are there plays out there that can make you $8,300 a month out the gate? Yes. Are they cheap? No. Are they easy? No. Right? If you don't have the financial capacity and the mental endurance to take on these projects, how in the world you gonna do $8,300 a month right out the gate? Right? What you gonna do? Wait until you can afford to do that? That's what everybody say. More times than not, it ain't gonna happen. But what you can do is go to Dollar General, run up 2,500 a month. And if you say $2,500 a month ain't no money, okay, bet then. It ain't no money, don't spend it. Right? Don't tell me it ain't no money, but then you need it to pay off some credit card debt, to pay off this, to get something to eat. The check engine light came on the car, you got to take it in and spend it on that. No, it ain't no money. Act like it ain't no money, literally. Like, man, open up a new bank account, deposit the money in there, make sure you have enough money in there so it's no monthly maintenance fee, and just have all the money go there. Just take enough money back out to reinvest in the more inventory, keep running the play, but don't touch a dime of the profits. Take 30 bands to the tax sale auction. Take 30 bands to go buy you a micro business, right? Now you cooking, and keep compounding that way, right? So just to be real, man, the average person, you ain't gonna go start no credit repair, business funding business, and go get $100,000 or $250,000 or $500,000 or $1 million within the next 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, and say, oh man, I'm out of here, right? Because that's debt. You gotta pay it back with interest. So now what you gonna do with the money? That ain't your money, that's their money. What you gonna do with their money so now you can come up, right? You guys know I got a book out called Credit Score Not Required. So you could take Credit Score Not Required, right, and learn exactly how to run up the credit play. But the reason why I don't talk about it a lot, I wrote the book because people kept asking about it. But what you gonna do once you get the money? Okay, great. You got 50 grand, you got 75 grand, you got 100 grand, right? What you gonna do with the money, right? You gonna go out there, you gonna buy a Benz, you gonna buy a BMW, you gonna buy a Bentley, you gonna buy a Lambo, right? You gonna look up your money low, your money funny. You went on some trips, bought some clothes, bought a car. Now your money looking funny, but you still got this payment over your head. And you know what you gotta start doing now? You gotta start lifestyle marketing and try to sell somebody a course. Nothing wrong with this, but I'm just telling you, like this the box, this the corner you paint yourself in. Now you got to sell somebody on doing the exact same thing that you did, so that way you could take the money they give you to pay off your debt. Which is, I mean, I ain't saying it's bad, but don't let that be the only way. Imagine if the only way I could eat today, only way I could pay my bills, the only way that I could take care of my daughter is if you had to give me $10,000. Let's be real. Like, you ain't got to put it in the chat. I already know. What's the likelihood of, even if I have the program that could change your life for the rest of your life, right? It's $10,000 today. We not doing no financing. If you got it, we gonna run it up. We gonna help you get to 6 and 7 figures, right? Practical ways to do it. You can even come out, stay with me for a week or two in one of my investment properties just to get you started, and then I'm gonna continue to consult with you after you leave. Now, I'm not saying that nobody here has the money, but what I'm saying is the average person that watches this kind of content, oh, it's over, right? It's over. They like, hey, JT, better go. You better go to Dollar General, bro. Like you said, you better go to Dollar General and start buying them products and putting it on eBay, bro. I ain't got it. You out of luck, right? So my whole thing is just don't paint yourself in a corner where you overly dependent on any income stream. Cause just like I could say that about me, what if your employer say, hey, look, man, we've been testing this AI solution behind the scenes for a little while now without, being public with it. And this thing has been outperforming our human labor 10 to 1. So you know what we gonna do? We not gonna lay you off, right? We know you loyal to the company, you show up, you do your job. We not gonna lay you off. We gonna cut your hours in half. So we gonna cut your paycheck in half, right? What's up? How many people can go into work on Monday, all right, go into work on Monday and find out, hey, look, effective immediately, your check about to get cut in half. But instead of working 40 hours a week, you could just work 20, right? So you good. And what do companies do? Companies way smarter than me. Y'all know I'm just a little country bumpkin that found out how to make some money, right? Man, I'm talking to you guys about millions, and I'm in a Honda, right? Like what this guy know about making millions? He ain't no Lamborghini bull in the headrest, right? What this little country bumpkin know about making millions? So of course, his business is way smarter than me. So they gonna give you enough time so that way you can't apply for no benefits that they gotta pay for, right? But you ain't making enough money to survive. That's why I don't believe in the middle class, just to keep it a buck with you. How is there a middle class where you can make enough money so you don't qualify for government assistance, but not enough money to live a average standard of living? How is it a middle class? You make too much money for the government to help you, but not enough money to survive living on your own, without roommates, without a significant other, without a whatever, right? So, man, I knew that was just game long time ago, right? So what we got to do is stop believing the narrative that they tell us. Now, nothing wrong with nice cars. I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna get a Lamborghini one day. Like, I just took you guys through my 3-story house. Do you think that for the same money that I paid for a 3-story house, I could have got a Lamborghini? Do you guys think for the same price as my media house, right? Let me not hit my other car. Give me a second. So for the same price as my media house that I'm pulling up to, right? You think I couldn't buy a Lamborghini, right? Now be real now. I'm just talking to you, right? I ain't telling you to believe me. Do your own due diligence. You a smart adult, right? I ain't got no Lamborghini headrest. I'm talking to you in a Honda. Remember Oh, my bad. What about now? Can y'all hear me now? Drop a one if you can hear me now. Drop a one if you can hear me now. Drop a one if you can hear me now. Okay, cool. I accidentally hit the mute button, y'all. I told y'all, man, I ain't that smart. You know what I want y'all to find confidence in? And that, like, man, stop having people make you think you gotta be the smartest person in the world in order to in order for you to be able to make $1 million, make money without a job, right? Boy, real estate a blessing, but I need to label these keys. I don't know which key go to this house. Okay, I think it's this. Good problems to have though. I used to be homeless, right? I used to be homeless. Now, got keys like a janitor for some properties, right? You let that down. And keep in mind now, like I'm not no real estate influencer, right? I don't be coming on here like I got the most doors in the world and you should listen to me because I'm a real estate guru. I'm talking to you guys about practical ways to really get it. Come on, Logan, right? I'm gonna show you guys my dog house, right? We talking about practical ways to really get it. And look, this is my dog house. I know I need to clean up. Look, this is what I got two South African bull bulls. That's my girl, that's my boy. But look, I need to clean the fish tanks. This what real, this is real freedom. My flower horn. I need to clean this too. Like, I ain't hiding nothing. Y'all gonna see the real, right? This is real freedom. Being able to go from house to house and be like, hey, y'all house be dirty sometime too. So we just gonna be real. We family, right? And as family, we just gonna keep it a buck. All right. So boom. This is where I do my podcast, the Income Autopilot podcast. This is where I do my Instagram stuff. That's why I got this light right here that I need to turn. This is where I do all my Instagram stuff. All right. You come around here. This is where I do all my fancy YouTube stuff. Forgive the light. This is the real lights I be using anyway though. So this is just like the accent lights, but the real light I be using is this one and that one over there. All right, boom, camera there, mic there. But don't nobody live here. I mean, the family coming to town. I got I got rooms set up. Like I said, y'all house looked like this before too. Like, so I got a couple of bedrooms. Hey, my next Airbnb for the kids' room, we doing Pokemon theme. Trust me, I done gave y'all a gym. If you know, you know, right? Come on, come on, come on, come on. Outside, Callie. Come on, Logan. Come on, man. I'm trying to talk to the people. Look, trying to talk to the people, man. Go outside and pee. And you got some crust in your eyes too, my guy. We'll get that out after this live stream, right? Hey, are you staying or going? Because I'm trying to look cool in front of my people, right? I told them I ain't got no fancy car or nothing. No, you don't want to go out there because it's wet. Well, guess what? You still need to go pee. Look, your joker here hate some water now. Hate some water. Man, go out there and pee, man. Or you want to go to bed? Well, look, you ain't want to go to bed though, do you? So I'll let them back in a minute and get the crust out my dog eyes. But here's what I'm saying, right? For the vast majority of y'all, this life right here is more than enough. Imagine, if you will, you got up when you wanted to, you did what you wanted to do, right? Your dog house, which where I come do podcasts, Instagram videos, YouTube videos, and then when family come into town, I got a couple of bedrooms for them. Cause a lot of my family is older, they don't like steps. And you guys saw how many steps is at the crib, so they rather be over here with the dogs, cause ain't no steps over here. It's like a ranch style home. Right? But like man, I don't even think I grew up in a house as good as my dog house. Right? Like this literally, I come here, I do content, I play with the dogs, I leave. Like just that's all it is. All right. So, but this not a flex though. This ain't no this ain't no I'm doing better than you. I'm up here, you down there. This just real talk. How did I get there? You know what I'm saying? Like I just want you all to know I could do it, you could do it. My mom never made more than $11 an hour. My dad died when I was 11 years old. My mom had to raise 5 kids, take care of herself, and take care of my grandmother. Like, how in the world am I able to do this? Right? Like I said, if nobody was in my Airbnb, I would take you all to the other spot, right? I might could ride you guys by it. But we can't go inside. Like I ain't gonna mess my money up. I love you. I Lord knows I love you, but I ain't about to mess up my money for you now. I ain't about to walk into my Airbnb on them people and get shot and beat up on live and right, I told y'all, man, my being big and strong days is over. Right, we just chilling now. But man, having several investment properties, right, 8+ properties under your belt and growing and having a little stock portfolio. And I got an email the other day talking about, man, it's an investment I made years ago in wine. I don't even drink. The numbers just made sense. I made a small investment in wine, and now they was like, yo, like your wine investment, you want to cash it out is this, this, and this. And like now I'm talking like, oh, okay, if I cash it out, what we gonna put the money in? Like, by the grace of God, we don't necessarily need it. But if there's a better investment than wine at this time, let's take our money out of wine and put it in there, right? So a lot of people they want to start here. Can we be real? A lot of people like JT, how you start here. Now, this house is it's worth 200 grand, but I ain't gonna lie to you. I paid 150 for it. Matter of fact, I made them give me a concession because they needed a new roof. So I paid 140 for the house and then I put 10 grand in a new roof. So I got like 150 in the house. If you count the furniture and stuff, of course, that's more. But like the structure itself, I got like 150 in it. 140 for the house, 10 grand for the roof. Well, a little bit less than that, but like basically 10 grand for the roof. So they went 150,000. I'm in the Carolinas though, right? My people's in Miami, my people's in New York, my people's in California. You probably can't get a studio apartment for 150 grand, but I can get a pretty nice dog house for 150 grand in the Carolinas, right? Um, and I'm trying to buy the house next door as well. And like if I get the house next door, I'm gonna turn that into an Airbnb and start decorating that house over there. Time will tell how it works out, right? Um, but let's get tactical though. Realistically, I want you all to know your life ain't gotta be my life. Your life ain't gotta be nobody else's life on the internet. Your life ain't gotta be nobody else's life that you know personally, right? But here's how you mess up. Trying to live a life you don't want. I know people that make over $1 million a month. I know people that make over $1 million a month. They invest 400 to $600,000 a month, and they make like 1.5 to $2 million. That's great money. But let's think about it. If you had 400 to $600,000 a month to invest, would you not feel like you already made it? Let that sink in. You hear people talking about like, cause this how they get you, man. I made 100,000 this month. I made 1 million this month. I made 10 grand, 20 grand. It don't matter how big or how small the number is. Everything costs something. So like you will watch somebody that say, "Oh, I made $1 million this month." I ain't saying they lying, but are you willing to invest 400,000 a month to make 1 million, right? Or if you like, look, if I made the money that it costs you to make the money you making, I'm good. And it ain't no good or bad thing, right? I'm gonna be real with you. I don't need $1 million a month to feel comfortable, to feel safe. I got some room spray, y'all. I ain't gonna tell y'all which one. I love dogs. I hate dog smell. So I got this spray that kill. So unless I told you I had dogs, my property, I'm a big smell guy. Like, I ain't gonna lie. I got colognes and candles and like, I don't know. I'm weird like that. So bear with me. If you guys say why he randomly walking around, got my room spray. I'm just a big smell guy. So but anyway, back to the point. All right. You gotta know what you want. Some of you all might say, hey man, I'm cool with making 10 grand a month. Right? In the beginning, when you're not that good at it, you're gonna spend probably 60% of what you want to get what you want. Maybe not all at once, but I'm just being real with you. Let me cut on this light. Oh, okay. Going the opposite way. All right, there we go. All right. So be patient with yourself. Right? Look, stuff I don't even flex, right? Stuff I don't even flex. It's just cause it real. You know what I mean? Like, I show you guys my dogs before I show you guys my designer and my diamonds and my and whatever. And I just leave it laying out here. Like, shoot, if they willing to go through the dogs, they can have it. Right? So what do you want? That's step one. I don't need $1 million a month. Right? And then once you say, now, of course, this is just the beginning. Let's say you want to make 10,000 a month. And you said, okay, in the beginning, I don't know what I don't know. I'm probably gonna make some mistakes. I'm probably gonna have a learning curve. Expect to spend maybe like 6 grand, but that's your tuition to learn how to make 10 grand. Now, as you get better, you're gonna develop systems, shortcuts, infrastructure around you to where you like, okay, instead of me spending 6 to make 10, I could spend 4 and make 10. I could spend 3 and make 10. I could spend 2 and make 10. Like, if you really get optimized, then you could get to a point where you might make 10 and most of it is private. It depends on what the business is, right? If you're doing trucking or physical products, then your margins will never get close to zero. But what I'm saying is, let's be real, right? Let's be real. So how you gonna hit those goals? How you gonna hit those goals in a real way, in a tangible way to reach your financial goals? Can you guys still hear me? All right? Drop a one if you can still hear me. Drop a one if you guys can still hear me. All right, cool. All right, so good grief, great morning. I think it's on your end, love. All right, thing is on your end, right? So start off with saying, and it don't gotta be your forever number, right? My first number was 10 grand a month. So, okay, let's say that that's your first number. I wanna make 10 grand a month. Okay, I might not even have $6,000 right now, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to like invest at the level I can invest and be okay with knowing I might have to spend 6,000 before I make 10. Cause I don't know what I don't know. I gotta learn this, I gotta do this, I gotta do that, I gotta do this, right? Now, once I learn it, it's way easier to do it, right? It's way easier to do it. So that's just my tuition to learn how to do it. It ain't gonna be every time I want to make 10, I gotta spend 6, make 10, I only keep 4. Right? That just it the first time. Then I'm gonna get better. Okay, man, I ain't gonna make them same mistakes I made last time. That's gonna save me some money right there. I'm gonna get some momentum. I'm gonna get faster at it. That's gonna save me some money right there. Right? I'm gonna learn, okay, this software exists. These people can help me. Okay, that's gonna save me time, save me money right there. Before you know it, your profit margins is crazy, right? So what's your number? All right, once you have your number, I would say that the tactical way in 2026 and beyond is info products. There is somebody right now that is struggling to solve a problem that you had years ago, 5 years ago, 10 years ago alone, right? Some of you all you might not be a relationship coach or a relationship expert, but some of you guys and gals out there, right, men and women, some of you all have had so many experiences in life that you can now spot a potential problem early on, right? So now you could say, hey, look, man, I'm going to just show you how to avoid this, right? So, like, and the ideas keep coming the more we do this, right? What if I said, I'm going to show you how to live a debt-free life and still buy real estate, right? How do you buy properties free and clear, no debt on them, right? So what if I show you guys how to buy real estate with no debt? All right. You start small, you start with $1,000 and you flip it up. All right. That's a whole nother lane. Now, the 17 to 25-year-old people that want to make six figures in corporate America may not care about it, but now that's a whole nother lane. That's a whole nother avenue of making money, right? So, step one, what do you want? Right? Step two, accept the fact that it's probably going to cost you in the beginning 60% of that number to get there, right? Step three is I want you to understand that you need to create an info product because the barrier of entry is so small, right, that you can get in there. But it's a right and wrong way to do it. So your info product can't be what you want to sell, right? I can't say, hey, y'all, I want another gold chain, so buy my ebook and so I can get another gold. You like, man, Jason, we don't care nothing about your gold chain, bro. All right, put that little, like what they did when Debo come. Man, tuck that junk in, man. Nobody care about that. You tuck that in, right? Don't nobody care about if you get a car, get a house, get out of debt, whatever, right? Now, they got their own problems. Now, let me show you what people are doing right here. I'm going to turn this around right here. All right. So, boom. Mac Mini right here. Mac Mini. It's like 700 bucks. People are buying these Mac Minis, and some people not even buying them first. They selling these Mac Minis from $3,000 to $5,000 because they'll go put open claw and some apps on it and then sell you pretty much a AI employee in a box. Now that costs $700. The setup in the apps, at least as of right now, are free. Now you do got to get a monthly subscription to the tools. They not gonna get the monthly subscription. They just gonna have it already set up. So like, case in point, right? Let's say that you're somebody that's like, man, I know I should be making content to grow my brand, to grow my business, but I don't know what to say. I don't know what to do. I don't like how I look. Well, I wish it was a way to automate it, right? They'll sell you this. You'll spend $3,000 on it. It'll come. You'll set it up. You'll make an account with the subscription with the apps that's already in there, and you'll connect it to, like, let's say a brand new TikTok, a brand new Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, whatever, right? And what it'll do is it'll create AI generated content in your niche and it'll post it for you. It'll post it once or twice a day or whatever frequency you want to. And as long as the power don't go out and as long as you got a stable internet connection, it'll do that for forever. And you could change what kind of content it produce. So it'll research, it'll write the script, it'll make the video, it'll make the audio, it'll connect the two, it'll edit the video, it'll post it on social media, right? You'll pay $3,000 one time, and then your subscriptions might be $100 a month. So let's add it up. Let's say $3,000 today, and then a recurring cost of $100 a month. That's $1,200 a year, right? So after year one, your recurring cost is $1,200. But all in, let's say year one, you $4,200 in, right? Because you had to buy it and hook it up. All right. Internet is a sunk cost. Lights are a sunk cost. You're going to have a light bill and internet bill whether you had it or not, right? So you will compare that to if I was to hire a human to research, create the videos, edit the videos, post the videos to grow my brand, my business, my bank account, would they charge me more than $100 a month in order to do two high quality videos a day or one high quality video a day and put it out there? Of course. Would they charge me more than $4,200 a year? Right? So more than $400 a month if they gotta research, create high quality videos, and drop two every single day. Yeah, they'll charge you more than $400 a month to do that. So this is a sunk cost. So what people are doing now, here's how you sell the shovels in the gold rush, right? Everybody want to know how to make money with AI. So you sell the shovel by saying, what if instead of you learning what software, how to set it up, how to connect it in a way that is safe, right? How to get the right apps on there, how to get them to talk to each other the right way so it actually gives you what you want. That could take a day, a week, a month, months, years. It depends on how fast you catch on, really. But best case scenario, you can spend an entire day if you're a high aptitude AI person and figure it out. Or it could come to your doorstep already ready to go. And in the time it take you to connect the computer and connect the Wi-Fi, you in business, right? So people are paying for speed. So yeah, instead of saying, man, this AI business or that AI business, I know, matter of fact, shout out to my brother Ben, right? I'm gonna have Ben on the channel too. What I did with your Ben, dang. If I didn't call his name, it would have been in my face. Ain't it like that sometimes? Okay, here they go right here. I got him on the bookshelf. Ben Cooper. I bought 4 books. The other one's probably at my house. Becoming an AI ready leader. So Ben, right? My brother Ben, never mind that sound. This is Ben right here, right? Um, and I just bought several of his books just to support him. I'm reading one of them, so I have no idea where I put that book though. Y'all know I'm just a nerd when you got a bookshelf that packed. Um, I'll worry about the other book later. It probably ain't even at this house, to tell you the truth. It might be at one of my other properties. Um, I got bookshelves at my Airbnb. I leave them like some children's books and some business books there as well, right? Um, but I digress, right? The reason why I bring up Ben, now I want to find the book. Um, the reason why I bring up Ben is because Ben works with ultra high net worth individuals, and that's basically what he does. Now, Ben might charge them 50 bands, 100 bands, 200 bands, right? And they paying it easy. Being a best-selling author now. I gotta change one of these light bulbs. It got dang in here flashing like a scary movie, right? But these are the kind of plays that's being ran, right? These are the kind of plays that are getting ran. All right, let's make it personal though. I'm doing a lot of talking about a lot of different ways to make money. Just and I could keep going off the dome, but what are you struggling with? What are you struggling with? Let's talk about it. So we done talked about info products. We done talked about real estate. We done talked about micro businesses, AI, right? Hey, is this better than Saturday morning cartoons? Y'all let me know. I know I'm competing with Saturday morning cartoons, but is this better than Saturday morning cartoons? Right? I'm trying to be a good steward of your time, right? Mm. Okay, so here's the digital marketing. Here's the digital market. I love that. This is for you, D578, right? D578. All right. So, like, here's what I would do. Let's make it easy. You need, like you are leaned up right now on a Mac Mini box. So now I got a tripod and light and all this other fancy stuff and all this other stuff that I use when I use my Instagram area. But what you need to do, I'll give you a super tactical play. Lean up your phone somewhere where it's good light, right? Like this is not the best light. I probably, if I was doing it, I might like get in front of a window, get in front of a door. The light might be better here, right? So like the background would look better than this junk I have here, right? But I would get somewhere where it's good natural light, right? I would probably brush or comb my hair and not be your peasy head, nappy head cousin right now. But get somewhere where it's good natural light. Prop your phone up against something. If you got a couple of dollars and can go grab a cheap tripod, I would. I wouldn't make it a big deal, right? But I would do. I would sacrifice my Saturday, the rest of the day, and I would make like 50 vertical videos, right? Meaning just your phone straight up and down. This is a vertical video. I would sacrifice the rest of my Saturday and I would make 50 videos that were between 15 and 45 seconds. And I would just talk about if you have this problem, I have this solution, contact me for more information, right? Then I would go to calendly.com, CALENDLY.com. You can have a free account and start there. If you get a paid account, you can actually start charging people to do one-on-ones. I wouldn't even recommend you get a paid account in the beginning. I would get a free Calendly account, right? I would sacrifice my Saturdays. I would get a place that had good natural light, right? Pretend that this is this for this. And I would do 50 of those vertical videos, right? Let's say that I was selling I don't know what you sell, but um let's say that I was trying to sell you guys my latest ebook, right? The book that I'm writing now that I'm going to finish after this live stream and after I do some running around that I need to do is I'm writing a book on how to write a book that sells itself and builds a six-figure business for you, right? AuthorJT.com is a digital asset that I own that prints money. It is my publishing company. We got a bunch of books on there. We also got some books on Amazon. So as funny as it sounds, like anybody can write a book, but how many people have written a book and you ain't making enough money to pay none of your bills? You can't even pay your Netflix subscription off of your book sales. Meanwhile, it's people that are buying houses, paying the utility bills, paying the insurance, buying dog food, which is I gotta go drop $200 a day to feed my baby monsters, right? All off of book sales, right? People buying books every day. So I'm writing a book on how to write a book that sells itself and how do you market the book in a way where you make money every single day, up to $1,000, $2,000 or more every single day off of your books, and then you can pay your bills, pay your debts, buy a house, do whatever you want to do with it, right? Blah 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 blah, right? So I would make 50 videos and say different angles. Like for example, let's just do a couple of them together. Insert your business here. So this is a time to take notes if you guys are locked in. So I might say the public school system didn't fail you. You just don't know how to apply what they taught us in third grade, which was how to write in a way that you can make $1,000 to $10,000 every single month. If you would like to know more information, let's book an absolutely free call together, and I'll break down exactly how to do this, and we'll see if it's a good fit for me and my team to help you do more. Boom, right? That's one take right there, right? Maybe we do another take and say, hey, are you tired of trying to learn a new skill in order to make money online? What if I showed you how to take a skill you already have, which is how to write, and I taught you how to plug that skill into a framework where people paid you for things you wanted to write about? Book a free call with me and we'll talk more about it, see if you're a good fit. You do 50 of those. You go to TikTok Ads Manager. You set it up. You cut it on. You spend money on ads. It'll tell you recommended amounts, but you spend whatever's in your budget. It ain't got to be the recommended amount. It can be more. It can be less, right? And you drive in traffic straight to Calendly, right? Which we building a competitor for Calendly as we speak, but I'm gonna just be real with you. Right now, Calendly is the best one out there, but it's some things that I think we could do better, which is why we building a competitor, right? But I wouldn't worry about that if I was you. I would go to Calendly, I would make a free account. Now, I would have them answer. 7 to 10 questions. These questions will be questions to help me determine if they're a good fit for my program, and not a good fit like, do you got the money? Can I actually help you get the result? Because, for example, right, you can have a program that can help me lose weight, but if I say, man, I gotta eat 12 cheeseburgers a day or I die, well, I'm not a good fit. So maybe one of your questions is, uh, have you ever, or are you willing to commit to not a diet, but a complete lifestyle change in your eating habits? Yes or no? Right? And just like Miss Elegance says, ChatGPT can help you with the questions. You don't gotta overthink it. I'm just freestyling off the dome. But yeah, ChatGPT will give you even better questions than what I'm giving you freestyling off the dome for sure, right? So we'll come up with qualifying questions. Yeah, you could qualify. Are you prepared to invest in yourself? That could be a question like, are you prepared to invest at least $1,000 in yourself to get this result? Right? If you want to kind of qualify, disqualify them for that. But the majority of the questions are, what level of pain are they in? Can you actually help them? If they're in a high level of pain and you're confident that you can help them, then you have the call, right? If they fill out the application and they're not a good fit, right, you'll see an option in there to cancel booking. It's going to ask you for a reason why. It's going to send them an email. You're going to send them an email. ChatGPT can write that as well, like Miss Elegance said in the chat, right? And it can say, hey, at this time, we don't think that we're a good fit for you. We would like to recommend you to check out some of our other free resources. Or that could be your social media, that could be this, that could be that, right? Or you might can refer them out to an affiliate offer that you have that can help them as well, that might be better for them, right? It's a real tactical play. All right, I'm answering the question. If you just got in, they was like, man, like, yo, I need the digital marketing. Like, boom, let's do it. Now we doing digital marketing boot camp right now, where we going way more in depth on the digital marketing plays. But I'm giving you guys a real play right now. Do 50 videos. The reason why you doing 50 videos is because your first few videos gonna be trash. I don't care how good you try to script them out, how long you take with working on it. The first few gonna be trash. So it's no advantage of you taking a long time to figure out what you're gonna say. Out of them 50 videos, realistically, you want 3 to 5 videos that hit. You not gonna know what 3 to 5 videos gonna actually hit out of the 50, right? Far too many times, people will do 3 to 5 videos. All of those videos suck. And then they be like, this don't work. That's why I'm telling you, do 50 of them, run them in 10 to 20 ad blocks. The ones that suck, you cut off. The ones that go, you keep running. Then you add the other ones. You get it down to 3 to 5 ones that print money. They got a lot of high quality people, right? So they book it on your calendar, and then you gonna do a Zoom call with them, right? On the Zoom call, you're going to acknowledge their problem. You're going to verify and validate their pain. And then you're going to give them an opportunity to solve their problem through you. Don't make digital marketing no harder than that, right? Now, I ain't saying it's easy either. Everything take work, but people will make it harder than that. Literally, sacrifice the rest of your Saturday. Or you could pay a company thousands of dollars to do it for you. But the free way is sacrifice the rest of your Saturday. I'm not watching TV. I'm not going out and about. I ain't doing nothing. Right? I'm going to go to ChatGPT and say, this is my product. Give me 50 different pitches that I can say in 15 to 45 seconds to use as TikTok ads, Instagram ads, short form ads to promote my product, right? My call to action is to book a free call to learn more. Now, this doesn't scale because you ain't gonna be able to talk to thousands of people. You gonna use this play to get some money up, and then you gonna hire closers, setters, have better software than Calendly, right? Have a whole infrastructure around it, right? Far too many times, people want to start off digital marketing the way that they see the biggest people in the game do it. Man, the biggest people in the game spending 100 grand, 200 grand a month, at least 40 grand a month. I'm Joe Schmo nobody as far as the internet goes. I ain't the biggest person on there. We still working our way up to 30 grand a month, right? Think about that. Joe Schmo nobody, cousin JT, right? Little humble JT, got a couple properties, staying out the way, doing okay. We still working our way up to spending 30 grand a month. And most people don't even know who I am, which is fine. I don't got to be the most famous person, right? Let me see. What do you say? Do with the info products you sell them? What do you mean? What do you do with them? So you tell them what to do, you show them what to do, you help them do it. No, I have to change my identity in order to win at wholesaling, but I don't have a deal in closing. Yep. So everything starts with your identity. So Dre, go get it. You absolutely right. Right. It don't matter what tactic I give you. It don't matter what house I show you. It don't matter how cheap the first play can be that will finance the next play. Your identity is what you believe to be true, is what you believe to be true about yourself. I was a homeless dude living at a rest stop on the side of Interstate 95, and I told people I'm a millionaire. I'm a millionaire. My bank account didn't validate that. My social media following didn't validate that. The businesses that I was starting and running didn't validate that. The only validation I had was I said it and I meant it, right? I couldn't go house to house and show you all the dirty houses I got. They gonna be cleaned up like this week. Like my cleaning lady, she started yesterday, but like I said, when you got a little small portfolio, she can't do them all in one day, right? So, man, but my identity, even now, my identity is I'm a nine-figure entrepreneur, $100 million dude. I don't care if I ever get famous and the whole world know it, like, but I am though. I'ma teach people how to do business. I'ma show people how to do business. I'ma build a software tools that make it easy for you to do your business and make the most money, right? That's who I am, right? Now, I don't have $100 million now. I told you guys, right? My net worth right now, like $3 million. If I sold everything that I have tangible, like all the real estate, all the whatever I own, right? Um, $3 million. I am 3% of the way to my goal. Now our cash flow is good, but very far away from our goal, which is $100 million net worth, right? We 3% of the way there. And I'm 35 and I'm only 3% of the way there. So I pray to God for longevity. I better prioritize my health because we got a long way to go. Right? Now, of course, I understand it's not linear. So what are you guys stuck with? That's the question. So identity though, right? I want to make sure I'm holistic with this answer, but drop it again. What are you guys struggling with? If you guys want to work with me directly, 202-601-9347. If you want to invest in a mentor, you don't have to invest in a mentor. A mentor has been a cheat code for me. We going to talk about am I a good fit first, and then we'll go from there, right? So identity comes from exposure. In my opinion, the best way to change your identity, Dre, go get it, is exposure. Let me tell you something that's gonna have your friends laugh at you, have your family members laugh at you, but if you do it right, you not gonna even be able to explain how your life got better so fast. I used to be an independent courier. I used to deliver freight places. One of the pharmacies I had to deliver to at the end of my route was inside a grocery store called Harris Teeter. I don't know if Harris Teeter is everywhere, but it's a grocery store if it's not in your area, right? One time I was pulling up to my last stop, which was a Harris Teeter, and I saw a building that was higher than the Harris Teeter, right? Imagine you pull up to Walmart in case you don't have a Harris Teeter, and it's a building bigger than Walmart. And now when I say bigger, not wider, taller than Walmart, and you can see it from in front of Walmart. All right. And I'm like, I wonder what that big building is behind Harris Teeter. Right. So I did my last delivery. I was ahead of schedule. I said, man, I'm gonna just ride around the corner. Wonder what that big building is. That big building was a subdivision. I was looking at the top floor of somebody's house. It wasn't an apartment building, it was a house in a subdivision, right? So if you stuck promoting your books with Amazon, Miss Elegance, you definitely need to tap in with me. Shoot me a text 202-601-9347. You need to get with me in my book writing program. We're going to turn you up, right? I told you the book I'm writing right now is how to write a book to build a six-figure business. You right on time, right? God don't make mistakes. He allowed this to come into your awareness. You stayed this long. Perfect timing. Can't get no perfect in this, right? And we'll talk more about it in the text. But Dre, let me make sure you understand it. Exposure is the best way to change your identity. Now, I'm broke at the time. I'm a lowly independent courier that's homeless. People don't know after I finish my independent courier route, I go put towels. I used to drop the visor and I would put towels in the visor and then close it. And I would crack the window and I would hang a little piece of the towel out and roll it up. And that's how I made curtains. And I would sleep in the van at the rest stop with 4, 5 towels around me so people don't see me sleeping. And in the dead of winter, I gotta run the gas all night long. So I'm running the gas all day and all night. That's not good, but that's the only way to have heat. So that's how broke I am. And I'm not even in my van, right? I'm renting somebody else's van, barely making enough money to cover what I got to give them. But by the grace of God, I'm figuring it out week to week. I'm riding through this neighborhood though, right? That JT, like paycheck to paycheck JT. I'm riding through this neighborhood, like mouth open, like looking, all right? And I'm seeing black people outside. I come from a place where black mean broke. I'm not racist. I'm telling you the truth. I ain't used to seeing people that look like me with this kind of money. I'm seeing black people outside. I'm seeing white people outside. I'm seeing Asian people outside. I'm seeing Hispanic people outside. I'm seeing all these different cultures of people. And the kids is playing together. And the neighbors is outside talking to each other. Ain't nobody beefing, right? I see a bald-headed white police officer with a state trooper car and a big old K9 unit sign on the side get out and talk to a guy that looked like he my age, that's his next door neighbor, and they laughing and talking, right? I ain't never even seen, like, I come from poverty. I ain't like, man, I thought we don't rock with the police. Police is bad people. Now, I'm telling you my ignorance now. I'm being vulnerable, family, right? I'm looking at this and I'm like, man, did I go through, am I in Narnia? Where am I at? Am I in the real world? Right? Writing program info. Text me 202-601-9347. I'm riding through this neighborhood. Keep in mind, I'm in an all-white kidnapper-looking cargo van, right? So I'm looking suspicious. I'm riding past the police. I'm riding past, I don't know what all these other people do. I'm seeing 6-car garages, right? Man, how you got a 6-car garage? Who got 6 cars? And who got, now I'm used to people that got junk cars that's piled up all around the house and they really just scraps that they need to call somebody to come get. But you got 6 cars that are so nice, you want them all garage kept? Who got a 6-car garage? Who got a big mansion with 3 garages on the left, 3 garages on the right, big mansion in the middle? So you got a garage door on each side of your house on the lower level. Man, I ain't never seen that before in my life. Right? Man, who got an island in their backyard and then a pool? Right? So imagine, right? A nice backyard with a pool, right? Have you seen a backyard that's so big and so nice, it's an island in the middle of the pool, like a lazy river in a bridge. Like this somebody home though. This ain't no spa. This ain't no event center. Somebody go here every day after work and go to sleep, right? So they got a big, nice house, But you coming up the street, you can see at the angle, because it's a corner lot, you can see through the fence. It's a big old like lazy river. It's an island. It's a bridge. Boy, who stay back up in here? Who got an island in the middle of the pool? And it ain't no little pool. It's a big old pool. Like, it's like a 4-lane highway size pool going around this little island. The island look like it got a little bar in it. You could grill there, you could hang out, and it got a little seat in there. Man, I ain't never seen no mess like this before in my life. In my life, right? So I'm looking and I'm like, man, boy, who stay over here? What y'all do? This is what I'm thinking, right? I'm too embarrassed to talk to anybody. So I'm like, man, shoot. Like, how you live like this, right? I do what most nosy people do, right? I look at the street name. I say, okay, this is the street name. I look at the house number. I put it into my phone, right? I'm going to go to Zillow, or I start off going to Google. I'm Googling the address because I'm trying to see how much the house costs. I'm being nosy, right? I'm seeing what it say on Zillow or Realtor or whatever site you want to check, right? I'm seeing these houses start at 800,000. Like the little cheap small houses that I thought was the biggest houses I ever seen in my life at the top of the neighborhood with that's on quarter-acre lots. Like them 800,000. Back here, we in the millions. Now, I don't know why, and to this day, it still baffles me. It's a gate around it, but the gate is always open. So, man, I'm riding through. I'm telling you how to change your identity. Stay with me. I'm riding through, right? I'm seeing it ain't just white people. It ain't just old people. Man, what y'all do? I don't recognize no rappers. I listen to a lot of rap, but I don't see no rappers. I watch a lot of sports. I don't recognize no athletes. Man, what y'all do? Like, this is the question. And then I fell on this theory that I call the one God theory. And I said, you know what? I'm too embarrassed to ask these people what they do for a living. But I know one thing: the same God in heaven that woke them up this morning and allowed them to be able to live like this is the only God that exists. So it's the same God in heaven that allowed me to wake up as well. So if that God allowed them to live like this, I might not have the same path to get here that they took, but I know he allowed me to do it too. Because it's only one God, it's only one Father. That's the common denominator. We got the same Father. If Daddy let you live like this, he'll let me live like this too. So identity comes from exposure, right? I don't see, I don't see black people as black mean broke no more, even though that's how I was raised. I'm seeing black men that got a Rolls Royce Cullinan. And if you ask him what he do, he in trucking. But he don't drive no 18-wheeler. He own 45 trucks and they go nationwide. And he the CEO, he the founder, he the owner. Man, how you own 45 trucks? You ain't scared somebody will wreck one of your trucks? How you get the contract to go nationwide hauling that stuff? Like, you know what I mean? This mind blowing. Like, man, you look like my uncle. You look like my older cousins. Like, you look like the people that go to my church. But how you look like us, but you ain't like us? Let me jump to the end, and because it might be more questions, right? The question is, what you struggling with? Drop it in the chat, right? So, by the grace of God, 2 years later, I did this for 2 years. I'm doing a little bit better now. My business doing at this time 50 grand a month, net profit after all expenses. I meet a realtor. I bought one house. My identity still wasn't all the way right. I'm making 50 bands a month. I go buy a $11,000 fixer upper. I'ma fix up that house and move in it. You know I'm in the hood, right? But It's a realtor next door about to sell the house next door to the one that I'm fixing up. So that house going for 60,000. I stopped the realtor just to say, man, let me see what the inside of that house look like. She said, come on, right? She let me see the house. I'm looking at the house trying to say, okay, if I got a $10,000 house next door, if I put this much money in it, it'll be worth this. Man, it's a good investment. I ain't thinking the relationship with the realtor gonna change my life. I'm thinking the realtor about to leave, let me see the property. She cool, she let me see it. She give me her card, right? One day, I get mad at my team, the contractors. They smoking, drinking on the job. Like I hire them the same way that we start off hiring people. In the beginning, you don't know how to hire people the right way. So what you do is you go find people that's working on a job site and you try to recruit them and say, hey, what kind of work y'all do? I see you on the roof. Do y'all just do roofing? Okay, cool. Well, I want y'all to give me a quote for this property. And after y'all finish this, I'm going to come see the work. I want you to introduce me to the homeowner. I want to talk to them. And then I decide from there to use y'all. So we just recruiting people like that, right? So I got a bad team. All right. I get mad at the team. I say, man, bump it. I'm tired of going back and forth with y'all. Y'all grown men older than me. I'm thinking about cutting ties to sell the property. I called a realtor that showed me the house next door to kind of see what she think I could get for the property as is. We get to talking, come to find out. She like, so what you really want? I want this, this, and this. What's your budget? I tell her my budget. I think I tell her my budget like 160. She's showing me houses that got everything I want, but they way more than 160. Like they over 100 grand more than what I want to pay. I end up buying the house anyway though. So I told her my budget was 160. I end up buying the house 267,000. That's the house you guys seen at the beginning of this live. That 3-story house, it worth 400 now, but I got it at 267 cash a while back, right? And that's because we in the Carolinas. That's a multi-million dollar house if it was in Miami or somewhere else, right? It's gonna be a multi-million dollar house because I stayed there too, right? Just wait on it, right? But anyway, on a serious note, so man, this how God work. This how important identity is. I now stay 5 miles away from the neighborhood I used to ride through when I was a broke independent courier. The closest grocery store to where I live is that Harris Teeter that I used to deliver to the pharmacy section. Before I get to Walmart, Dollar Tree, Dollar General, the closest spot to me is a Harris Teeter. Now they building a Publix across the street, so it's gonna be Publix and Harris Teeter whenever they finish the Publix, right? But here's what I'm telling you. I started off just riding through the neighborhood saying a prayer. Man, God, thank you for allowing me to see this. I know that I won't be able to probably do it exactly how these people did it because I don't know exactly how they did it. But I ask you, if it be your will, by your grace, man, like show me the opportunity. Like give me the courage to take advantage of it once you show it to me. Keep me humble enough to be consistent and stay with it and not be so arrogant to give up too soon on it. And like, man, boom. Every day I ride my bike, I ride through that neighborhood. The house I live in, my yard is bigger. Now, they houses is still bigger than mine. I ain't gonna lie to you. They houses still bigger than mine. But my yard, I own more land than they do, right? So I got my property for 267, right around the corner from the 800,000 to the $3 million properties. They cutting down all the trees that was behind my house. And now they building $500,000 houses. So they gonna force, of course, my 267, now 400. Now all the new properties they building are gonna be $500,000. So I already see the writing on the wall that they gonna force the value up, right? They gonna force the value up. So eventually, I own the house outright. I still got to cover the property taxes. It is what it is. But they gonna force my house to be maybe not $1 million house, but close to it. All right. And now it started from me not even knowing how I'm gonna get there, but I just keep showing up. Right. I'm going to conferences where I feel like I ain't got no business being at this conference, man. Look at how good these people look. Look at how much money they look like they got. Man, shoot, I'm out here in a Walmart outfit. They out here Louis Vuitton down, Gucci down, right? I could at least went to Kohl's or something and got a little bit better. I'm out here in a Walmart shirt and some Bugle Boy jeans and some Vans, right? or some Crocs, right? Man, dog. But I keep showing up. I keep showing up. I keep exposing myself to more. I keep riding through the $1 million neighborhoods, right? I keep trying. I keep learning. I'm super uncomfortable at this time, but I'm trying to change my identity. Now, it ain't nothing, right? I still show up to the rich people functions, right? It's some mentorships that cost 50 grand a year to be a part of, right? 50 grand, some cost 15, some cost 100. I know some people pay as much as $1 million a year to be in certain rooms, right? And I'm not in the $1 million a year rooms, but in the 50K on down rooms, man, I'm so comfortable in them rooms. I don't care what kind of watch you got on, what kind of outfit. If you make more money than me, like, man, like, I know I belong now. My identity is that of I can get whatever I want, right? And if there's something new that I want that I desire, I could figure out how to get that too. But identity comes from exposure. It's very hard to believe you gonna make 6 and 7 figures a year when your mama make $30 an hour, when your daddy make $40 an hour, when everybody around you, if they could just make 100,000 a year, their life would be awesome. But you trying to make 10 times what they imagine to be their ultimate goal, right? So you gotta get in the room. You gotta be on them webinars, in them 5-day challenges, in them in-person events, in them coaching programs. Like, you gotta change the way you think. Imagine if I said, man, I ain't gonna never be able to stay in no house like this. That gonna cost too much money, right? And then I know the utility bill's high. I know the insurance gonna be through the roof. This how my poor family members talk. Man, them utility bills on all them houses gonna eat your behind up. Man, if something break on there, it's gonna eat your behind up, right? They don't understand. They still got that poverty identity. All you know is what it costs. You don't know the value of nothing. You could tell me what it costs. You could tell me the price, but you can't tell me the value, right? If it costs me, what did I pay last time? I think 8,500. If it costs me $8,500 to put a new HVAC unit on my property, right? But I could rent out the property. HVAC unit good for 10 to 12 years, right? Some even longer than that, but let's say 10, 12 years, right? $8,500. The property itself, I could easily lease it for $1,500 a month. $1,500 a month is $18,000 a year. Brand new HVAC unit has a 10-year warranty on it, right? So I got a new unit with a warranty, good for 10 years. You telling me do not get an asset that's gonna appreciate over time. It's $1,500 a month now. If I never raise the rent over 10 years, which of course everybody raised the rent. But if I don't raise the rent over 10 years, I'll make 18 grand a year. 10 years from now, I made 180,000. You think I'm not gonna put $8,500 in this house and keep it? If the roof is good for 15, 20 years, you think I'm not gonna put another 9, 10, even if it's $12,000 in the roof and get another warranty and keep it? Are you crazy? The utility bill's gonna eat me up. I'm an Airbnb it, right? I'm a Airbnb it. I'm a lease it. I'm a Section 8 it. Right? I'm a Verbo it. All right? I'm gonna let other content creators come rent it out and do content. I'm gonna reach out to my network of people that want to do short films. Oh, you want to do a short film? You need a house scene? Like, yo, I got a middle class home in a middle class neighborhood. You can shoot here. It's a 3 bedroom, 2 bath, right? Boom. You need to use it. What you need? All right. Oh, you need another house to do it, right? You want to have this the low class and this the rich people. I got a 3 story house, right? I got this. I got that art gallery on the 3rd floor. This, and this. You can use all of this, right? I know the value of it. The value exceeds the cost, right? Now, of course, I ain't had the money in the beginning to do it at this level. So what I start off with is I buy books. And to this day, I still buy books. These the books I bought the other day, right? So before I had money to buy real estate and micro businesses, I bought info products. Before I made info products, I bought info products, right? Before I made info products, I bought info products. That's a gem, right? Because what is there the price on this book? This book was $28. I don't know if you guys can see it or not, but it's $28, right? It's quantitative trading. So one thing that me and my family want to do is we want to leverage AI and test it out to see what it can it do, like to make us money in a passive, semi-passive way. So what we want to do is see if we can create an automated trading bot. This is not to sell to anybody. I'm not no stock trading expert. So this is not a pitch. I'm just telling you guys the truth, right? So um we're going to test it out for our own purposes, just to trade our little money, right? So boom, if I spend $28, I learn this, we make this bot. Let's say the first 3 bots don't work, the first 5 don't work, the first 10 don't work, the 25th bot works. And now we are semi-passively, passively making money off of having a bot that trades for us using quantitative trading that I learned in a $28 book. Do you think it was worth the $28? Yes or yes? Yes or yes? Right? I'm not gonna go through every book here because y'all seen how big the stack is. Grant writing with AI. This book costs $24.99, so $25, right? If I win one grant, was it worth having a $25 book? So what I did was in the beginning, before I had the money to say I'm gonna buy real estate, I'm gonna buy businesses, I'm gonna buy stock, I started paying for knowledge because $28 to learn how to build something is a steal. $25 is a steal, right? So that's why you guys will know I got an Audible subscription too. I listen to a lot of audiobooks. But the point that I'm making here is that in the beginning, your asymmetric risk, remember we talked about that in the beginning, where can you invest a little bit of money and make a lot of money? If I bought this book and this book is completely trash, I only lost $28. Is it far-fetched to assume that one day in my life I will have the opportunity to make another $28 to replace the $28 that I lost here? Right? I can recover from a 28, a 58, 108, right? A $208 problem. It's reasonable I can recover from that. This was 150 grand, this property. So do I want to learn, and especially in the beginning, do I want to make a $28 mistake, worst case scenario, or $150,000 mistake, right? So in the beginning, right, this is how I started, and it worked so well. Matter of fact, one of these books ain't even for me, right? Last one I'll show you because I promised you guys I wouldn't bore you to death, right? I bought this book for my barber, right? So I'm gonna go get my hair cut this week, and I'm gonna give it to him. Hey, bro, check this out, right? I know what you're doing with your barbering business. I just want to bless you with this. hey man, just like check it out, right? When you get some downtime, like read a few pages, pass the time. Like man, I think it'll definitely help you, right? So little plays like that, I highly recommend. Like this really what it is. If I ain't had a lot of money, man, I'm buying books, I'm buying courses, I'm buying mentorship because if it does work, right, with a $28 book at, if it does work, and let's say that the bot that we build based off of this $28 worth of information, right now that's still the price, that's not the value. I take this $28 priced thing, and let's say the bot only make me $200 a month profit on autopilot, right? Was it worth the $28? Would you spend $28 one time to have a passive income of $200 a month? Only poor people, only broke people will say no. Because guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to take that $200 a month. I'm going to let it stack up to be $2,400 for the year, right? And then I'm going to invest that into a bigger play. Now, the bigger play could be if one bot can make $200, and how much do it cost to make this bot? $25, right? Give or take $25, $50. If it's super fancy, $75. Okay, I'm gonna just stack up my $2,400. I'm gonna make 24 of them. And now I'm gonna do 25 times 200. See, only a poor person mentally, I don't know your financial situation. Only a broke person mentally, I don't know your financial situation. Only a cheap person mentally, I don't know your financial situation. Only those people will say, man, that was a waste of time. Well, I spent $28 to learn. I build the bot for $75. I'm basically a little over $100 in. The bot make $200 a month net profit. I'ma stack $2,400, and then guess what I'ma do? I'ma build 24 more of these next year. And then 24 more plus the one I had, I'ma have 25 times 200 coming in. Now that's enough money to pay some of these bills. But let's say I'm still cool with not quitting my day job. I'ma let that money stack. I'ma do it again, right? Who said I could only have one bot trade in one account? Or instead of having a bunch of bots, what if I just give it more money and just work with that one bot? You get what I'm saying? Like you don't gotta, like it probably wouldn't make sense to have 25 bots when you could just have one good bot and just put more money in it. But you get what I'm saying. Um, okay, I went too deep on that. Well, let me see if there are any more questions before I get out of here. All right, 202-601-9347. You need to shoot me a text, right? If you want to get into the info space the right way. Mm-mm-mm-mm. Mystical Healer Network. Let me know. Let me know where I lost you at with that question, and I'll circle back around. Boom, boom, boom. Somebody said, "Yup, yup, yup," for sure. Overthinking is my problem. Understand this. There is no benefits of you overthinking it. What you're doing is you're afraid to make a mistake, right? What if I do this and it don't work? Let me give you some words of comfort that may not sound that comforting. Everybody make mistakes. Everybody make a lot of mistakes when they doing something new. Everybody make the most mistakes when they doing it the first time. So whether you spend 2 minutes, 2 hours, 2 days, 2 years to start, you still gonna make mistakes. All right. What you do is you take small risk. So instead of overthinking it, instead of investing 150,000, you invest $150 or $1,500 or $15, right? Or whatever your budget will allow you to risk, right? Now understand this. If the opportunity called for 150,000, but you only put in 1% of that, which is 1,500, right? Well, guess what? You need to expect to get 1% of the amount of money you thought you was gonna make, right? Or maybe you just gonna get the information to get more clarity. So exposure, getting more knowledge, take small risk, right? Somebody might say, bruh, I ain't about to drop no 150 bands on no media house What if your social media don't do good enough to sustain the house? Right? Man, that's a waste of money. People tell me that. Well, I bought the house for 150, 140, 10 in the roof, 150. Fair market rent is $1,500. The house is worth 200 grand now. So I've got $50,000 in appreciation, right? So I put 150 in it. It's worth 200. It'll cash flow 18 grand a year, right? So even if I take all of my lights, all of my cameras, all of my screens, and I throw it in the garage of my other house and I just lease this will go up in value roughly 5% a year. So if it's worth 200 now, it'll be worth 205 and then so on and so forth. You guys get the point. And then rent will go up gradually as well. So maybe 1500, 1600, 1700, or or we can do 1550, 1600, whatever, whatever, right? Just incrementally like that. So where do you lose money? Right? Where do you lose money? So you can't do the $150,000 play if your mindset won't even let you run the $28 play, the $2,800 play, the $28,000 play, right? So you got to start small and work your way up, not because the play won't work, but because you will make it fail. Let's be real. You can have the right play with the wrong identity and you will make it fail. LeBron James can teach me everything he know about basketball and say, hey, tonight you gonna start for the Lakers instead of me. We lost. As much as I love basketball, as much as I'm a fan of it, as long as I've been watching it, if the Lakers winning is predicated on my ability to perform like LeBron James, oh, we lost. Oh, I'm so sorry, team. I'm so sorry, fans and coaching staff. Like, I got all the right information. I got the wrong identity, right? That just being real. And the same thing is going to happen entrepreneurially speaking. That's why I could tell you plays to make money and you still be broke. And you could go through the motions and still fail, right? I could run full speed down the court and try to catch the alley oop and still miss the dunk, right? Laying in the stands, go to the emergency room, be in there for 6 months to a year trying to get put back together like Humpty Dumpty. And I'm like, but I did everything he said do, right? But you had the wrong identity. You gotta change your identity. You gotta change your identity. All right. I'm struggling with funds and marketing. We talked about the marketing part, right? Struggling with the funds, you need to partner with somebody. You have to say, what value do you have, right? Well, first, let's look at the weaknesses, right? You already told me one of your weaknesses is marketing. Who's good at marketing, right? Who's good at marketing that is bad at whatever you do have? Because for everything you lack, there's still some value there. So you don't have the money, you don't have the marketing acumen, right? Are you willing to work 18 hours a day doing all the tedious stuff that needs to be done to be successful in that business, right? The automations, the AI, the organization, right? Are you willing to work 18 hours a day for free to build equity in the business, to make it profitable, and then split your hard work and efforts with somebody that's better at marketing than you, with somebody that has funds you don't? For most people, the answer is no. And the problem is not you lack funds and marketing. The problem is you too selfish, right? If you ain't got nothing but time, cool. Right? I told you guys, man, I built a six-figure courier business by sleeping 3 hours a night. I don't recommend it, but that's all I had to bring. Right? Are you willing to bring 18 hours? Right? 18 hours a day. I do all the tedious work for free. For free now. 18 hours a day, every day, weekends included, for free, just to get us where we need to be. And then once I get us where we need to be, you scale us up with the marketing. You scale us up with the funding. I keep doing all of the leg work. We'll still bust it down three equal ways. Right? What most people gonna say is like, man, I ain't about to do all that. And that's why they stay where they are. Cause you so focused on what you lack and you looking for what you lack, but you don't know that God already gave you the ability to finance everything you need is already inside of you, right? I ain't know nothing about social media. What I knew how to do is drive a car, not even with a CDL. So I drove a car and I watched social media to learn about how to get better at social media, right? So maybe what you start off with ain't where you gonna end, but you gotta go all in. If it was that easy, nobody would have a job. It's possible. It's more than possible. People make it harder than what it already is, but it is some level of difficulty in it because it requires you to think a way that people didn't teach you. Ideas for practical potential business ideas to get my young adults involved in. They should do TikTok shop as an affiliate, right? They should do TikTok shop as an affiliate, or they should go watch all the videos on YouTube. Like they should dedicate their entire Saturday to typing in open cloud business ideas, and they should watch all of the videos on YouTube, all the videos on TikTok, all the videos on Instagram. They should spend no less than 12 hours today watching every video that they possibly can that teaches them about starting a business with OpenClaw. Then they should, on an old computer or an old phone, they should implement the setup that they learned by tomorrow. And then they should just sell that as the shovel, as the pick for the gold miners that are going to go try to do AI or use AI to make money. Right? That's what they should do. The reality of it is you want a quick and easy way to do it, but you broke. This is not you personally. I'm just speaking to the mindset. Don't get offended, right? Of course, now I could say, man, I want to make an extra 10 grand a month. What I could do. I could go pitch these brands on the fact that we get these many viewers every single month across our social media, show them their potential ROI, get them under contract, have them pay either 10 grand a month, that's 120 grand a year, or if they pay it in full, $85,000 today, and I could close that deal. You know how hard it is to build the thing that I could go pitch to them, right? I've been doing this for years. All right. So yeah, I can easily put together an offer and go have some conversations and convince somebody to give me that kind of money now. But I have a machine that I built over years. I have money invested, money saved for years. Man, in the beginning, it's a dog fight. It's like gravity. Gravity is its strongest the closer we are to the earth, right? Which is why they say a rocket ship burns more fuel in the first few moments of takeoff than it's going to do once it leaves Earth's atmosphere, right? Because you got to get out of that gravitational pull. What's that gravity? That gravity is that mindset. That gravity is that need to make sustainable, ever growing income. You got to figure out how to get past the gravity. How do I get sustainable, ever growing income? How do I understand that people that I love and love me just don't get it? And I can't take their advice in this season of my life because as much as they love me, they don't know the right answers. And when you don't know the right answers, the safest thing to do is say do nothing because I don't want you to do something because I recommended you to do something. And then you associate the failure and the negative feelings you have with that thing with you and I's relationship. Does that make sense? So don't come to me being broke and you ain't willing to put in 18 hours a day to get rich, right? You putting in 24 hours a day to stay broke. You doing what you doing and you broke. You willing to put in 24 hours a day to stay broke, but you ain't willing to sacrifice 18 hours a day to get to where you trying to go, right? Man, when I ain't had money, I had 21 hours in a day I give you, right? When I had a little money, I'm like, man, shoot, I want to go to sleep. I ain't want to do this all the time. What kind of work you do? SC Nick 24 is independent medical courier work still investing in 2026. It depends on what's your goal. It depends on what your goal is. Every investment is good or bad depending on what you want out of it. If you want to be a billionaire, it's a horrible way to start as an independent courier, right? If you want to make 40, 50, $75,000 a year, is the best way forward, right? So it depends on what your goals are. All right. Boom, boom, boom. Yep, for sure, for sure, for sure. I'm just going through these questions. All right. Boom, boom. All right. Yeah, 24 hours to stay broke. If you think about it, right? If somebody is broke right now, they got 24 hours in a day. They have done nothing in that 24 hours a day to undo the brokenness. So what are they doing? You got 24 hours a day to stay broke. You spend the entire 24 hours, you ain't learned nothing, you ain't did nothing, you ain't invested nothing to get you unbroke. So you spend 24 hours a day staying broke. And you mean to tell me you won't give 18 hours to get out of your financial situation? Man, you lying to me. You like it though. That's why you broke, right? That's why you broke. Somebody gonna say, well, I was sleep 8 of them hours. Yeah, you chose to sleep 8 of them hours. I chose to sleep 3 of them to get unbroke, right? I instead of sleeping 8 of them, I'm like, man, look, I can't keep going where I'm going. It's just not working for me. Man, I've been saying I wanted to do this business. I've been said I wanted to make this money. Um, so and so say it's $10,000 to work with them. I ain't got the $10,000. I ain't gonna finance the $10,000. I don't see me get. I'm making up this number, right? I don't see me giving nobody that much money, so I ain't gonna be able to get no mentor, right? At least not no mentor that's gonna work with me 1-on-1. Maybe I can get some group mentorship for cheaper, but I really want somebody to work with me 1-on-1. Okay, cool. I'm gonna have to figure this out. I'm gonna have to figure this out. I ain't got a lot of money. I ain't got a network of people I could tap into that can help me. I don't got a big social media following I could call on to get ideas and the mastermind with me. All I got is time. And time is the greatest gift God ever gave us. Most valuable resource, right? And he also gave you words, right? God gave you literally the instrument he used to create everything. He said, let there be, and it was. So God gave you all of the, I'm not telling you God, don't take this out of context. What I'm telling you is that you searching for more as if you have a deficiency. Really, you have an identity crisis. God has given you time, your most valuable asset. God has given you the ability to rationally think. God has given you words, which is a way to communicate thoughts and ideas to get things accomplished, right? So God has enabled you, your default package, your starter pack, right? Your starter pack was everything God used to create everything. He took time. He took words. He had the idea to create it this way. Your starter pack is literally everything God took to make everything that exists today. And you saying, I need a credit score? I need somebody to help me for free? I need another play, right? So you mean to tell me you need more than what God need? That what you like? Let's be real. Like, tell me I'm lying. You need more than God need to be successful. God needed time, idea, and words. You telling me that time, ideas, and words ain't enough for you. So you need more than what God needs. Let's be real. Now, we'll live in our bubble so long, right? We'll live in our bubble so long that we'll start believing stuff that when somebody call it out, it sound real dumb. I'm not calling you dumb. I'm just saying sometimes you will live in a bubble so long that you will really start believing something that if somebody that doesn't have any emotions looks at it in black and white and say emotions to the side, did what you saying, and just repeat to you without the emotions that you feel exactly what you feel, you like it sound kind of stupid when you say it like that, don't it? Like it sound kind of stupid when you say I need more than what God needed to be successful. Like, how you need more than what God need to be successful? God had time, he had ideas, he had words. You telling me that your starter pack ain't enough, but it was enough for him to create the entire universe and everything in it. Make it make sense. Make I'm a country boy from the Carolinas. I may be wrong. My logic may be off. I'm not infallible. I made mistakes in the past, gonna make mistakes in the future. Right? So I may be wrong. If I'm wrong, correct me, please. I never wanna misrepresent God. I ain't no preacher, right? I ain't here to try to, you know, change you into believing something that I said just because I said it. If I'm wrong, correct me. But the way I see things, my identity is, man, God gave me everything I needed in the starter pack. He gave me time, he gave me ideas, he gave me words. Right? Um, Somebody like, and if you have no kids, you may have a bigger advantage of time. Yeah, yeah, man. I got an 8-year-old daughter. One day I'm gonna have sons, right? Lord willing, maybe more daughters. Like I went from feeling one way about kids to now in a whole nother way about kids, right? Be careful the circle you run in, man. You will mess around, get around some highly successful people. You will make a lot of money. Then you will start thinking crazy thoughts like, man, you know what? 6 kids, not that many. Like, is 10 kids really a lot of kids? You know, of course, in a marriage with a single person, you know, you ain't want to be out here wilding, right? But you know what I mean. Um, but yep. All right. Brian spelling, send me a text, right? I think that us getting on a call and talking about your situation would be better. So like, but just to give you value here, the question is you took your advice with the driver placement, but having a hard time getting logistics companies to want to do a deal via phone call. Should I do email? Any recommendations? So I would definitely want to hear your pitch. Are you coming to them, letting them know, like, hey, we partner with medium to large size companies that are spending anywhere between this and this total annual cost per driver. And what we do is we reduce your costs and also give you efficient long-term drivers based off of whatever the name of your business is. And if you would like to know more information, let's book a call or whatever. So like I would definitely need to know more about your approach and your pitch to know like what you offering. All right. If you with any company, I'm not saying you like this, but just throwing it out there, right? If you just coming out like you want to save some money, give me some money, right? If that's your pitch in a nutshell, it sounds sketchy as I don't know what. And you might be legit. Well, you are legit, but I don't mean it in a condescending way. You are legit, but it just sounds sketchy, right? It just sounds sketchy. Like that would be like me saying, if you want to get rich, give your money to me. You like, man, boy, if you don't get off my doggone phone, if you don't get off my TV, if you don't get off my laptop, man, like that's sketchy as I don't know what, right? So that being said, you gotta have the proper pitch. Everything has to be in the proper context. All right. Boom, boom, boom. Yep, God gave me everything I need, right? It's in me. All right. So I even have a it's been so long, I don't even know if they took it down. Boom, 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 boom. Let me see. I'm gonna keep it a buck. Like I might be completely wrong. I ain't even gonna be embarrassed. Like sometimes stuff don't work out. It's gonna be the same thing in business. Alexa, can you play "Who Am I" by JT Hustles? Okay, that one. Pause. 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 Nah, I don't want you to play no music. Hold on. Let me mute this. That's what happens when you got too many smart devices in one house. And the house but so big. Let me mute this one. Let me. I don't need you to listen to me at all. Alexa, play "Who Am I" by JT Hustles. Okay, pause, pause, pause. No, no, no. Alexa, pause. I don't want it to play no music. I gotta find out the skill. It's been years ago though. Let me see. What did I call it? Alexa, who am I? Okay, hold on. Stop, stop, stop. Alexa, stop. It's a whole skill. I did it years ago. See, now I gotta find it. In the next live stream, I'll figure out what it's called. But pretty much what it is, I have an Alexa skill that we built years ago, and it's free. So it don't cost you no money, but it's just daily affirmations. It's just daily affirmations that that we used to listen to every single day. I listen to like right now, I'm listening to the Bible. Like I got the audiobook of the Bible. So I'm just listening to I never read the Bible from start to finish. So right now what I'm doing is just listening to the Bible. So we're not really doing affirmations right now. Um Questions though, keep dropping your questions. Keep dropping your questions. Also, 202, somebody type this in the chat. 202 601 9237. 202 601 9347. Right? That's my text number. That's my text number for anybody that wants to talk about mentorship. Again, no pressure for you to get mentored by me. We could kick free game here. But if you do want like a personalized approach, then that is how you can reach out to me. And we're just going through, right? We're just going through it. Daughters ate also, that's awesome. Doing the same thing. Just started a week ago listening to the word. Was that the right number? Let me see. 202 601 9347. 202 601 9347. 202 601 9347. Oh, there's interesting. Alexa, play Who Am I by Bare Necessities. Oh, Alexa, stop. Alexa, stop. How do we not do? Alexa, launch Who Am I? Life can get hectic at times. So here's a reminder brought to you by the JT Hustles team of who you are. We have intentionally left some of these affirmations open ended for you to personalize and make it your own. Now, let's begin. You are always happy around other people. You profoundly love yourself. Alexa, pause. Okay, so yeah, so that's the skill, right? I told you, man, we ran so many plays over the years. I be done doggone forgot. All right, and I think we might even do some more free ones as well. Um, but like just a bunch of cool voice skills. 202-601-9347 for the people that asked about it. Were you involved in boom boom boom? Man, shout out to Spud, man. Spud is amazing. All his success goes to him. I ain't got nothing to say bad about my brother Spud, man. Spud is amazing. He's gonna continue to do better and go higher and higher, man. Like whatever business Spud do, you gotta talk to Spud about that, man. I can't speak on what business he do. But Spud is an amazing person, amazing human being, right? That's all I can say. That's all I can say. So great person, amazing brother. Wish him more and more success. Hope he open up 20, 30, 40 more locations, man. Good dude. All right. So all his success is because of the decisions he made and what he got going on. I can't take a lick of credit for the thing he got going on. All right. So boom, 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 boom. I don't see any more questions, so let's do it this way. Anybody else that has like more personalized support, you don't want to talk about it here. Just shoot me that text 202-601-9347. We'll talk about what you got going on, see if you're a good fit for my company to be able to help you reach your goals. If I'm a good fit to help your company reach your goals, and we'll go from there. Peace.